This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast, or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
And a pleasant good evening from Carl Albert Stadium. It's the Coach Rose Stadium here at Carl Albert in Midwest City for week number 1 in the playoffs for the OSSAA playoffs going across the state of Oklahoma. Glad to have you along. My name is Eric Sherman, along Jay Burke. And Jay, I'll tell you what, if you ask for football weather, maybe it's a little extreme. Went from really nice the last couple of days to bundle up and get ready because it's cold and the north wind gate has been left open and it's going to blow. And I think we're going to get our first hard freeze tonight is what I heard.
Well, it even looked like we might have a little bit of snow flurries here in a minute. But
Monday is what they said,
yeah,
possibly.
Well, we just saw some clouds coming and said a little bit of snow maybe here in about 8 o'clock. So, but it's blowing straight from Canada here. So I'm telling you it's cold, the wind's blowing, and but that's playoff football, right? This is the time of year when you don't know what you're going to get. And but it's this stadium. Hey, this place is ready to get rocking. I'm guarantee this place will be full with Carl Albert fans. I just wonder how many Macarthur fans will withstand the cold.
Well, we had several that have made the trek. They are across from your screen. You can see them on the other side of the stadium, and it looks like it's going to be a great night for football because at least there's no precipitation. Now, there are 6 games total. This is one that you're going to be featured tonight, but we have 5 other games on the network, and they are going to be good ones. So we don't mind you bouncing around up and down the dial, so to speak, as they say back in old radio terms, but flipping over from one game to the other on your app. If you've downloaded us, thank you so much. When you download the app, you can get games on the go just on your Apple and Android devices. And if you're at home, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV for those who are watching on YouTube. And then some of our games are featured on Facebook Live. So we got many different ways for you to be able to connect up to us. But this is a tradition between these two, Jay. They know each other. This is a familiar foe that, well, you know, in the good times in 2014, week number 1, we hosted at our place. That was the state title year, and we only had to beat them by 2 with a block extra point. And so that made the difference in that game, and we went on to play Collinsville, and then Skiatook for the state title game. This game, of course, historic programs in 5A. You know Macarthur, you know Carl Albert, and so now you settle it out. You know, you got the best of the best because here's the thing is you have 32 teams in Class 5A, and at the end of the 10-week time, you just cut it right in half at 16. There is the top 4 in each one of the brackets, and ones play 4. So Carl Albert was a 1. We were a 4. They're hosting, and the winner advances, and the loser, well, that is your season wrapped up in a nutshell.
Yeah, and you know, just to get here is a privilege, right? But you want to win. I mean, you didn't come here to see the sights, and to get into this stadium, which is so much history. I mean, so many state championships for Carl Albert, and they've played us many, many times. And they're a little different offense this year, a little different team. I mean, they sling the ball around a lot more. Used to it was line up and we're going to shove it down your throat, and here we come. And you just had to stop them, and most people couldn't, including Macarthur at times. And so it's a different team this year. And but next week after tonight, there's only 8.
Yeah. And then to 4, and then to 2. So, I mean, you have 4 weeks of this run, and you like to have that extra season. There's 3 seasons, you're non-district, and then look at the schedule. That's the Macarthur schedule there up on your screen. Shows you how we started off when, we gangbusters with 2-0. You had one with Lawton High, and then you rattled off 3 wins, and then uncharacteristic 3 losses, starting with Midwest City, then El Reno, and then Elgin. And then you said, well, what's this team going to do? Are they going to rebound after that 3rd loss? In fact, it was 2006. 6. We commented last week that was the last time that Macarthur had lost 3 in a row, but that was a state title year when they went to play Carl Albert, by the way, in the finals, and they lost one that on a drizzly, freezing Monday because they had to move the games from Friday and Saturday over to Monday for a state title game. And then a great win last week, in case you missed it, against Noble. A lot of points scored for both teams, 59-54. That makes your record 6-4 for the Macarthur Highlanders. On the other side, the Carl Albert Titans with only 2 losses, and one is to Coweta, which has been the number 1 team ranked out there, and then they lost to Muskogee as well. So that's it, but they have been undefeated in district. The only one that's really come close is number 2 in their district with Bishop McGuinness, and so that's kind of the run tale of the Carl Albert Titans. So we got so much to talk about. We've got the coaches show, we've got our countdown to kickoff, and our keys to the game. We got so much that we are excited with, but we want to thank our title sponsor for the playoffs. It's Lawton Marketing Group, and we want to thank them so much for jumping on board on this production of this start of the playoffs in week number 1. But it is our countdown to kickoff from Coast Technology Group. From IT to security setups to audio video, set up with your home, business, school, or church. Contact the experts at Coast Technology Group. Call 580-357-4482 or visit them online at coastaudiovideo.com. Countdown to kickoff continues with our keys to the game coming up next right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
Lawton Marketing Group is an award-winning branding and marketing agency serving clients in all 50 states and Canada. For more than a decade, they've been helping businesses grow through cutting-edge websites, graphic design, content marketing, videography, and more. You can check them out at lawtonmg.com.
Battle-tested and prepared to uphold the rule of law, District Judge Scott Metters, a lieutenant colonel in the Army Reserve, earned a Bronze Star for service, 26 years legal experience, 5 years on the bench. Re-elect District Judge Scott Metters.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
Goodbye, paperwork. Hello, convenience. Farewell, waiting. Hello, personal service. Catch you later, dreaming. Hello, planning. Buy your dream home, connect with a personal banker, and easily schedule an appointment with digital tools from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
When it comes to showing your loved ones you care, you need the best. A Better Design Flowers and Gifts is under new ownership, and we're proud to be serving the people of Southwest Oklahoma. Our talented florists are committed to building the most beautiful floral arrangements, as well as providing superior customer service. We service all types of events, from weddings to funerals, just because gifts, and of course, holidays. We're also a veteran-owned company. Click, call, or come by today. We'd love to show you a better design.
Arrow Sign Company has been serving Oklahoma and surrounding states for over 60 years. As a family-owned business, our focus has always been on driving people to your door, not just selling you a sign. From custom sign design and manufacturing to installation and service, Arrow Sign has the knowledge and experience to deliver the ideal sign for you while using materials of the highest quality to ensure that your sign will look great for years and years to come. We design and manufacture our signs for longevity, so you get the greatest return on investment possible. Arrow Sign Company, helping your business thrive since 1955.
Are you looking for more than just a job? Barres Foods in Lawton offers a career with a competitive starting wage, opportunity for advancement, life and health insurance, including medical, dental, and vision, as well as 401k retirement plan. At Barres, you can be proud of a company that gives back to the community. But most of all, you can take pride from making a quality product. Barres Foods, making the best tasting hot dogs and smoked sausages, the food America likes to eat. So come be a part of a winning team and start your path to success today.
Brief look at all of the teams featured in the playoffs. We start off Midwest City, which is a number 1 seed in our district, will be hosting Piedmont right down the street. Mid-Del, boy, I'll tell you what, if you want to go see some high school football, you could pick your choice. All three are hosting games tonight. In fact, we've got Midwest City and Piedmont, Lawton High versus Bartlesville. This one right here with Macarthur and Carl Albert. Del City will take on Bishop Kelly. Elgin back at home in a number 2 seed as they will host Guthrie, and Newcastle has the travel to Elk City. So we'll keep you updated on some of those scores and scores in 5A, and we already talked about the bracket. Well, let's give you your keys to the game, and keys to the game is brought to you by Krista Miller CPA. Tax season is going to be here before you know it. In fact, this is already November, end of November, and then all of a sudden December is coming up, and we're at the end of the year. Contact our team today about any tax questions you might have, from business tax test setups to personal and so much more. Call 580-581-0970. That's 581-0970. Krista Miller CPA. We'll start off with you, Jay Burke. Keys to the game for the MacArthur Islanders.
Well, number one is you're going to have to be able to keep yourself out of bad situations. Don't get behind the chains. And this is going to be difficult because we like to try to throw the ball when we can, especially out in the flat. This wind is blowing really hard here, and anytime you're going to be going south to the north side, you're going to be right face into this wind. There's nothing between here and Alaska, I'm telling you. And the wind is blowing hard here. And so MacArthur has got to stay in front of the chains. They cannot let themselves get into the long distance because Carl Albert will just tee off. And they're good. They're very good. You just can't give them an opportunity. Matt's going to have to play the best game they played all year long.
Well, and I know they had a really good offensive pouring last week, with the 59 points, but they gave up 54. You don't want to you won't really get in a track meet with these guys, and in fact, they will stop that. But as Coach will allude to in his portion of the Coach's Show, it's going to be basically if you can stop their run. And it's really a dual threat. Xavier Robinson, number 21, he's been all over the field. He's got incredible stats for the year. But then DeQuazy, the quarterback who's come back, he actually went out in 0 week against Coweta, had to sit out about 4 weeks or so until the district got in. They didn't know if he was really ready to go back in the Bishop McGinnis game. That was really his first come back. He didn't really, if he was needed, they went with it. He has not looked back since. So, he is a threat in the backfield, not only as a quarterback that can throw, but he can run as well. So it's a big show for them, but it's can you get the stops. Yeah. So that's your keys to the game, brought to you by Krista Miller CPA. Call 580-581-0970. I want to thank our sponsor for Lawton Marketing Group, giving you this presentation of the playoffs here. And we've got the Coach's Show and so much more coming up next, right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
At Bill Miller and Noble Heating and Air Conditioning, we take pride in our quality air conditioner and heater repair and replacement services, as well as providing the highest customer satisfaction. Bill Miller and Noble Heating and Air Conditioning has been serving Lawton and the surrounding area for over 25 years. We have the knowledge, equipment, and trained technicians to take care of all your heating and cooling needs. Give us a call. Bill Miller and Noble Heating and Air, 355-1811.
Becker Raybon Funeral Home has been serving the funeral needs of Southwest Oklahoma since 1940 and is owned by the Raybon family. We believe family ownership makes a great difference in the care and service your family receives. Their staff is eager to find ways to assist you. Whether it's with live streaming or benefit assistance, we can help. When it comes to measuring personal levels of service, there are other funeral homes, and then there is ours. Becker Raybon Funeral Home, 1502 Fort Sill Boulevard.
You deserve the best, and the Billingsley family of dealerships has delivered award-winning service since 1963. View our inventory when it's convenient for you at BillingsleyFord.com. That's the Billingsley way. Score big at Billingsley Hyundai. Experience the all-new 2023 Hyundai Palisade. This upscale SUV seats 8 and packs a powerful V6 to get you on your journey. Get yours today at Billingsley Hyundai. That's the Billingsley way.
Hi, I'm Dr. Todd Bridges.
And I'm Dr. Nathan Buckner.
Did you know our dental practice is one of only 6% of practices in the United States that provide care from an all-digital platform?
We fabricate crowns, bridges, and place implants with advanced digital technology.
If you want to be part of this digital revolution in dental care, call us today at 248-6700 or visit our website at bridgesandbucknerdentistry.com.
We look forward to providing you with exceptional dental care.
Bank First is uniquely Oklahoman, deeply rooted in over 50 communities statewide. From those roots, our investment in education springs forth, helping to raise the Oklahoma leaders of tomorrow while providing financial strength to the business leaders of today. That's the kind of loyalty that helps entire communities thrive. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Inside the locker room with Coach Manning, and we talk about Macarthur Highlander football. First off, your reflections last week on a short week because of the storms. Worked out for our good in that case against the Noble Bears.
Yeah, I was really proud of our team. When we had our Week 9 game against Elgin and didn't play very well, but we were very emotionally up for it and played really hard. It's hard sometimes to come back the next week, win or lose, and get that emotion back and play with the kind of energy you need to win a big game, and they did that, and it was I was just really proud of them for their effort and their intensity throughout the Noble game, and hung in there when Noble made their big comeback, and it got a little scary there for a while, and we kept playing and kept responding every time they would score. We'd go down and answer, and just really proud of our team and how we were able to come away with the win and get in the playoffs.
Well, and then take away the fact that you lost 3 games in a row, and everybody's curiosity was how would this team respond? Well, we saw that in a big way.
Yeah, they're they throughout the whole little slump we had there. We kept practicing hard. Kids had a good attitude and kept giving effort. And it's just one of those deals that. The Midwest City game, we felt like Midwest City was really, really good, and the other 2 were a little harder to take because it felt like we did a lot of things during those games that really hurt ourselves and kept us from winning them. But, we responded, and, this team has done that all year long.
Well, and then I'll also talk about, not only the team's resilience, but we talked about our struggles in the red zone, talk about where has our offense been. Wow, they showed up in a big way, too, when they've been absent for the last couple of weeks. This is probably one of your best offensive performances of the year.
It may be one of our best offensive performances in many years. Just some of the numbers. We were 9 for 9 in the red zone, 1 field goal and 8 touchdowns. We kind of have a goal of running 80 plays a game. If you run 80 plays, that is a lot. We've reached 90 a couple of times this year, and we're really proud of those numbers. And we knew we ran a lot of plays the other night. Didn't realize until we got the film out the next morning that we ran 116 offensive plays. It's unbelievable. I've never even heard of that in a 12-minute quarter high school game. So that was really big. We had over 500 yards of rushing and 200 yards of passing, so we had over 700 yards of offense, and it was a very, very, very good game offensively. We had three running backs reach the 100-yard mark with Jeremy getting about 250, and Gage played one of his better games that he's had in his career, and it was just really proud of him that in the biggest moment, fighting for the season, that we came out and had a game like that.
Gage Graham, also the OSN Player of the Week, beating out the Jinx quarterback. So it was a pretty good little pull there. So congratulations to his efforts on a senior season. Okay, week one, the playoffs. We're fourth in our district. That means we're on the road to a very familiar foe for those in 5A. You don't need a history lesson to know about the Carl Albert Titans. You know who they are. The Macarthur Highlanders. Carl Albert knows who Macarthur is, too. So great traditional programs meet in week one. What does it look like for this matchup?
Well, first of all, when you look at that district, I think there's three of those teams that are very good, that are all about the same. You know, Guthrie and McGinnis and Carl Albert. You know, I don't know how big of a difference finishing fourth and finishing second in our district really is, because I think they're all pretty equal. But you know, Carl Albert is Carl Albert. They've got the huge tradition. They've you know, have a lot of respect for their program. I think everybody in the state does. And it's just one of those deals, you know, we're going to, you know, if we're going to have a good run, if we're going to, you know, reach our goal of winning a state championship, we're going to have to go through them sometime. And, you know, we've talked to our kids about, you know, in some of our really good playoff runs, you know, we have not necessarily had a good draw. You know, in 14, we played Carl Albert first round. We played Collinsville, who's a very good team, in the second round, and the best team in the state was probably Macarthur, and we had to play them in the semifinals. So, you know, the luck of the draw sometimes, you know, sometimes it's not a good thing, and sometimes it's just what you have, and you're going to have to beat those guys anyway at some point.
All right, some good matchups, too. In fact, the state title rematch in week one with Macarthur and Collinsville. Is there anything that piqued your interest in some other games outside of ours that should be good watching?
Yeah, I think that one for sure will be a good one. You know, I've been so busy with just our stuff, I haven't done a whole lot of you know, filling out a bracket or looking at the bracket. I know who you know, that we would probably have Del City in the second round if we win this week. So you know, 5A is tough. You've got a lot of teams, I think, that are capable of getting to the finals and winning a state championship.
And who has the rights of carrying out the hammer for week one playoffs?
The hammer this week goes to a guy who's it's his first time to ever have it. It's Jalen Birchfield, our right guard. And you know, just such a hard worker and so dedicated, and does a great job on the offensive line. And you know, he's just you know, it was fun giving it to him. He was really excited.
Our Coast Technology countdown to kickoff continues. Week one in the playoffs here at Carl Albert. It's the Macarthur Highlanders and the Carl Albert Titans up next right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your new home or remodeling project, build it right with Comanche Home Center. Our professional staff can help you every step of the way to make sure you get the best lumber, tools, and supplies to tackle any job imaginable. Give us a call today for a free estimate. Want to take the stress out of your next remodel or building project? Comanche Home Center can deliver all the lumber, supplies, and tools right to you. When you're done, they'll pick up anything you don't use and give you credit towards your next project. Give Comanche Home Center a call today for a free estimate.
Memorial Medical Group's orthopedic specialists are the most experienced team in Southwest Oklahoma. Our orthopedic surgeons are trained to diagnose and treat shoulder, knee, hip, hand, and foot conditions, as well as orthopedic trauma, sports, or work-related injuries. And they're the only ones in the area to offer Mako robotic-assisted surgery for knee and hip replacement. When you need bone and joint help, trust MMG Orthopedics to get you back to living your best life.
Coast Technology Group specializes in audio, video, and lighting for schools, house of worship, home, and business. Work with our team's engineers to design the right system for your conference rooms, video telecommunications, stadiums, auditoriums, video walls, home theater, and automation. Whether your next project is large or small, let our team with over 150 years of combined experience help design the right system with simple, reliable technology.
Oh, look, how sad. Everybody but you has a debit card, and they're all out having fun, shopping, dining, feeling good. And here you are with crumpled cash and counting change. Not a good look, pal. Sounds like your wallet needs a friend. That friend is a PayMe debit card from Communication Federal Credit Union. Use your free PayMe card in apps, in stores, and anywhere you shop. You're good to go. Come into any branch and open your account in as little as 10 minutes or go to comfedcu.org. Communication Federal.
Feet. We use them every day, working, playing, and usually taking them for granted. If your feet hurt, see the professionals at Southwest Foot and Ankle Clinic. They've been serving Southwest Oklahoma for the past 36 years, providing the highest quality care and combining the latest technology with old-fashioned Oklahoma compassion. With 3 locations to serve you, Lawton, Duncan, and Altus. Call today or visit us online at swokfoot.com.
4D Landscaping and Irrigation has been providing top-rated professional landscape and irrigation services for the past 25 years. They take your vision for that perfect landscaping project for your home, new construction, or business and make it a reality with their easy financing options. You'll want to make sure to ask them about their seasonal services too. 4D Landscaping and Irrigation. Call 510-9983.
Well, welcome back to Rose Stadium, home of the Carl Albert Titans, and we are now ready for our coin toss. It's brought to you by Hop and Sack, proud to be a locally owned since 1994. They've been proud to serve your local community each and every day, providing people with products and services they need. Whether you're looking for a convenience store or a gas station, we have what you need. Stop by Hop and Sack. Let us show what sets us apart from every other gas station in the area on the corner of the Macarthur Highlander campus. It is your Hop and Sack headquarters. Easy, quick, and on the go.
Just so you know, we were right. It's snowing.
A little bit, I guess you say, a little bit of spitting. Not enough for us to trace.
Well, maybe we'll have it on the field, like a whole pile of it.
All right, so Carl Albert Titans in their all red with the gray pants. Macarthur Highlanders in their all white with the green numbers.
Well, you can see their numbers good, can't you?
And we've got a veteran there, and I think that they were trying to get a veteran that's tied to the school, but this is Veterans Day, by the way, and it is on literally Veterans Day, and we want to salute our veterans, those who have served proudly, those who have lost their lives and give us the freedoms that we enjoy today. So we want to say that Carl Albert has won the coin toss and has elected to defer to the second half. So our Veterans Day, we want to salute our veterans. And a lot of times it's Veterans Day weekend. One little thing the OSSAA did is they let every veteran into all the playoff games throughout the state of Oklahoma for free. And how cool is that? To start off the playoffs, start off with Veterans Day, and all veterans are honored by getting them into these playoffs in the first week of the playoffs for free.
It's really cool. And
quite an honor.
Yeah, all my family was in the military, and I guess we grew up in a military community, and couldn't be more proud of the military people that have served and sacrificed everything.
We're going to go to our starting lineups. Starting lineups brought to you by Tracy Green. Looking to list your home, moving in the area, or looking to upgrade or even downsize before you go anywhere else, call the 580 Property Lady, Tracy Green. Tracy Green Properties, 580-284-9364. Let's start off with the offense since the Highlanders will get the ball first, starting off with three-year starter senior Gage Graham in at quarterback. And then also he'll be handing the ball off quite a bit to number 11, Jeremy Hutchinson, followed by Jeremiah Jordan. We see him in the receiving corps. Like to try to get him out on the edge, as well as Bo DeLong, who's just a sophomore coming along here in this varsity season. Warren Gaines, saw a little bit of him and Noble trying to stretch and go deep on that side. The one that also gives a little bit of fullback oomph is Mr. Kibble. He'll come in and give that little bit of fullback look. Joe Warner is our starting center for wearing number 57. He's just a sophomore. And then carrying out the hammer, is one of these guards. Kareem Ziegler is one, but Mr. Birchfield, he's the one that's going to hand hard-working, coach said, wearing number 78, and he'll be running out with the hammer for this evening. And then on both sides of the tackles, you have Chris Fialoa on one edge, and then on the other side, got a little bit of review with Oklahoma State. Caden Tabanama wearing number 75.
That's the beast.
The Beast, they're taking his edge there at number 75. Your starting lineup's brought to you by Tracy Green. Call the 580 Property Lady at 580-284-9364. On the flip side, on the defensive side, there's going to be one change that we had a move, and he just left is Terrell Roberts. We got him. Jeremiah Hutchinson, that boy has to go both sides of the ball, as we'll see. And then we've got MJ Moe. He's the one that had to move back to Hawaii, unfortunately, and was lucky to be with us last Thursday. Alex Bryce, he could carry the hammer each and every week wearing number 40. Mason Diaz, glad to see him after an injury after a couple of weeks, and he put on a spark between three running backs in the backfield last week. Braden Brown also going to come in as punting duties, but also in at the linebacker on that edge. Dominic Collins on the back end. He'll also be in punt return, and we'll see him. And then also Shaman Palmer got his C number 19 in action. And then we also have on the back end of the corners and safeties, A.J. Vaughn wearing number 13. And then on the other side in that one last corner is Xavier Booth wearing number 9. And that is your starting defensive starters for the Macarthur Highlanders, brought to you by Tracy Green, the 580 Property Lady, 580-284-9364. Well, I think the crowd's ready for week one of the playoffs. I know we are as well. A little cool, and you can see the red smoke bombs of that north wind carrying it out, each and out. We got 12 on the board, and as soon as that clears, we're going to get ready for kickoff. And so, Jay, I guess everything's been said. I think one thing is when you say about factors, it's really not the rain, but it's the cold factor. And when we started this season, it was always hot, muggy. You had to make sure you had plenty of fluids because you were worried about cramping up. Now, are you going to get the case of, I want to go home where it's warm? And, these are still high school kids. And so the mentality, and I've seen it in college, I've seen it in the pros, that when it gets cold, you may not want to play as effective.
Well, certain teams just react differently in certain situations. And I've seen some cold teams that can play. You go to Green Bay, those guys know how to play in that kind of weather, right? And so, here we're not used to really, really cold, but it is cold tonight. And with a small amount of snow coming down, this is going to be a good one, I think. It just depends on who shot. Now, it's really snowing now.
Yeah, it's blowing. It's the north blowing, and we got a little snowstorm up here in Midwest City, and you can kind of see it on your camera. And our first quarter sponsor is brought to you by Comanche Home Center, number 2 Southwest C Avenue, helping Lawton and Southwest Oklahoma build and grow since 1967. The area's leading building material supplier for professionals to do-it-yourselfers. Comanche Home Center, number 2 Southwest C Avenue. And your kickoff sponsor all season long, all 7 years long, Wayne's Drive-In. Since 1950, a Lawton tradition, for burgers to baskets to their famous onion ring, sweet tea, and so much more. Number 2, it's of course 2 locations. Number 7 Southwest Sheridan Road, 6810 Northwest Cash Road. Hey everyone, let's go to Wayne's. Carl Albert won the coin toss, elected to defer, so the Highlanders will get the ball first offensively, and Carl Albert Titans set to kick this one off.
And MacArthur's going to go directly into that north wind, just what Carl Albert wanted them to do.
Well, they want to go in the wind, in the cold, in the blowing, and you can see the snow coming across, a little bit of a snowstorm here coming, and what was expected to be here on a Monday, a cold Friday playoff week 1 in the great state of Oklahoma. So of the Class 5A, there is 16 teams left, and we are underway, and this ball is kicked end over end and will go into the back of the end zone for a touchback in this little mild snowstorm, and it's going to be 1st and 10 right outside the 20 for the MacArthur Highlanders.
Mac needs to make sure they try to really run the football here. You don't want to get into a situation where you're having to throw on 2nd or 3rd and long. So stay ahead of the chains, run the football. I think you're going to be okay.
Well, glad you could join us in the booth. Jay Burke alongside myself, Eric Sherem, wishing you a pleasant, good Veterans Day on a Friday night. And it's in the shotgun formation. It's going to be a direct handoff to Hutchinson. Gets past the initial offensive line into the linebacking core and gets that up to about 4 yards. So second down and decent field position right there as we have got a start for the Highlanders on a second down and about 6. Another handoff to Hutchinson, goes right in the meat of the defense, and he is tackled after a gain of a couple.
I thought there was a flag, but I think that's blowing
trash.
No,
it's blowing trash. That's, it is, so and it's kind of reflected, and that shows you how much that wind is, and it's in the face of the Macarthur Highlanders. And we have got our first
false start
flag of a false start against the Highlanders. And so, you know what, we didn't really emphasize this, but it doesn't need to be overemphasized. Offense penalties and turnovers in games like this is huge.
Well, because it puts you now to 3rd down and 8, and you were like 3rd down and about 3.
So it's going to be a throw, and it's out in the flats, and that's going to fall short and incomplete, and that's going to be a 4th down. So a 3 and out for the Highlanders on their first drive as the snow just kind of grows right across the lights, and you can kind of see that it's right in the face of the Highlanders. And Braden Brown is going to be back for punting situation, and that didn't take long either because you're a fast offense. You didn't take much time off the clock. 11-17 to start, and the first punt of the ball game for the Highlanders.
There's nobody out
and
here.
We got someone supposed to be on that side edge, and so special teams had someone have to come late to the party with 7 seconds left to go on the play clock. Got a man in motion. It's going to punt. We got a flag in the play, and that is going to bounce up to about only the 41-yard line. We'll check out this flag. What did you see, Jay?
Well, I think we're in motion. We got an illegal shift, but you're punting into, I don't know how strong that wind is. It's got to be 30, 40 mile an hour. And you're right into it. You're not going to get much punt distance out of that.
So a full start against the Highlanders.
Yeah, he moved
and it declined, and we're just going to take it. And so, you know, they got great field position. Mr. DeQuazy, starting quarterback for the Carl Albert Titans, a senior, coming in after getting an injury in 0 week with Coweta, has found his mark after the Bishop McGuinness game and really has taken over from there. One back to his left. It's going to be a fake and then a little outlet pass, and that's going to be dropped. So it's just going to go on the outside corner as kind of throws. Interestingly enough, kind of see the setup. Now, you got Xavier Robinson, the lone back, and he has been a force to be reckoned with. That is just yards, and he's an underclassman, too. He's not even a senior. So watch out for number 21. He can really light it up in a hurry, and he's hard to bring down. And he'll be back behind DeQuazy. Split receivers on a second down and 10. Highlanders showing blitz. Step of the corner. Xavier Robinson on the corner. The 30, 25 to 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Stiff arm. He'll waltz in and score on the third play from scrimmage. And I told you, watch out for number 21. He's a special player. And you can kind of see that when you see an instant replay of Xavier Robinson. He does what he does.
What you see here is, look at the stride. I mean, his strides are outrunning anybody that's near him.
So you put 6 on the board, and the PAT in just not even 2 minutes has he lapsed off this game, and it's already a 6-0 Carl Albert lead with the PAT coming up. Ball down, kick up, kick on its way, and this kick is good. So it's a 7-0 start just like that. You're watching Big Mac Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
You ever have a meal so good you want to dance? If you haven't yet, you will. At Gangnam Style Korean Barbecue, that's our goal. We serve only the best in Korean cuisine. We've got several different flavors of bulgogi and fried rice, premium fish plates, and sushi. Our customers love us, and you will too. Check out our menu and even order online. Come on in and we'll show you how we do it Gangnam Style.
Just a second play, just a two-play review, just like that, in the end zone for Xavier Robertson for the Carl Albert Titans. PAT is good, and just like that, 7-0. It's time for your kickoff sponsor, brought to you by Wayne's Drive-In. Since 1950, a Lawton tradition, for burgers to baskets, famous onion rings, sweet tea, and cherry limeades. Hey, everyone, let's go to Wayne's. So you mentioned snow, and I said, I wasn't supposed to come till Monday, and then you said 7 o'clock, bam, it was coming across, and it is blowing and flowing up here in Midwest City at Rose Stadium here, home of the Carl Albert Titans. Midwest City hosting 3 playoff games. Midwest City taking on Piedmont and Dell City taking on Bishop Kelly, and you can watch all of those games on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Ball teed up at the 40-yard line. It's kicked end over end, and they have got a kicker. It's deep and fielded back in the end zone for a touchback, the second one tonight, and the Highlanders will start up first and 10 right outside their own 20.
Okay. Got to start all over. Just got to get your head back in the game.
Well, the penalty is what marked you back. I mean, you had a false start.
And then you try to throw into that wind, and it's like, okay, that doesn't work too well. And Carl Albert just runs an off-tackle play and just scores. Let's see, you got 3 or 4 yards on that first down. That's what you got to have if you're Macarthur. You got to be able to keep. You cannot let your defense just get beat down.
So, after the little mad dash run, the second one with another handoff, trying to find some room to grow and move, and just about a yard. Brings about a third down and about 4.5. Let's say 3rd and 5 with 10:19. Quick as they go to the sideline for a new play call. Blowing and snow in their face. Back in the shotgun formation, high snap. Decides Gage Graham, quarterback, lowers his shoulder and gets close to the sticks right at the 30. He has to go right past the 30, though, to get the first down, and they're going to mark that short.
I say you got to go.
4th down, and it looks like Highlanders are going to go for it. Maybe call for a jump off sides.
You got to go. Oh, the ball's in the ground.
It's picked up, and it's going to be a scoop and score for the Carl Albert Titans. And that's where, you decide to do something, and, it's turnovers. And watch this. Unfortunately, really hits his hands.
Well, both the running back goes to the left, and it comes right in front of him. He's supposed to get the snap, and it knocks it out of his hand.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a mistake.
Just a good play, and, you got to play mistake-free football, and the PAT for the Carl Albert Titans, who've only played 3 plays tonight, 2 offensively, 1 defense with the scoop and score, and with 3, if you want to call it offensive opportunities, 2 of them were scores and touchdowns. So they're going to have the fire drill, and there's going to be a stoppage for the PAT. So that's the only thing that's gone right for the Macarthur Highlanders so far, with the stop PAT to make it 13-0, and it's still 9:40 left to go in quarter number 1. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American Airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
All right, so it's just like that. The Carl Albert Titans on a scoop and score defensive play after a going for it 4th down for the Highlanders. Get a Carl Albert touchdown, but the PAT is blocked. Or actually not blocked, but it was a fire drill where it was a low snap, and then they got tackled. Ball will be kicked off again at the 40-yard line by your Wayne's Drive-In kickoff. Number 7 Southwest Sheridan Road, 6810 Northwest Cache Road. Hey, everyone, let's go to Wayne's.
Carl Albert kind of looks like our team of college players. They're just so big.
Well, and you got that kick end over end and into the end zone for a touchback for the 3rd kickoff for the Carl Albert Titans. And we'll set up with a 1st and 10. The Highlanders now with their 3rd possession of the ball game. 2 possessions, not too well. And now with the scoop in the score, and now the 3rd possession for the Highlanders. Gage Graham will go right back to work. Look to throw. Out in the flats, gets a first down for the first time tonight, past the 35-yard line, bumper pool gains, and a couple of Carl Albert Titans.
That's a really good. That
was a good little pass.
That's good. He gets him out here in the flat, and he just does a curl and gets across the middle and makes a pretty good move. Good job.
Back to work, Gage Graham, handoff, goes off tackle in the near side and inches his way past the 42-yard line. So that was Jordan Jeremiah, the connection over here on the near side in that first pass. Gage Graham going to look to throw again. Out in the flats dangerously. That is picked off.
I think that's picked.
It's going to be picked, but he took his knee to the 50-yard line. And James gets the interception for the Carl Albert Titans. So 2 turnovers so far for the Highlanders, and that's not what you want in a game like this with a team like this. And just trying to throw in that coverage, kind of a little underthrown, and that becomes a pick. So a scoop score fumble and now an interception, and it's still 8:57 left to go in quarter number 1.
Well, you hope your guy wins that battle. You got to get across his face and try to come back and get that ball. Otherwise, it's going to get picked. I mean, the receiver has some responsibility, too.
Well, you have a half a field to work with. The Quasi will have Robinson in his backfield. He'll have also a fullback here on the left side. It's going to be a handoff. Robinson surveys, gets past, off to the races. No one will catch him. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Carl Albert. So Xavier Robinson, I told you, he's a special player. Look for number 21 anytime he's on the field. And just like that, adding insult to injury.
Right off tackle, right through. We missed about 3 tackles there, and he was done.
Well, he's a special player, too. And so to be honored as such, that's
the way he just reaches out and strikes out is amazing. I mean, his first step in that hole was hard.
Well, it may be a short night for him, too, because I think that, it's just you won't need him for 4 quarters. No. And so basically now the PAT set up, and this gets whistled. Kind of in that blowing, snowing. Is this Oklahoma? I mean, we talked about football weather, but I didn't ask for winter weather. I didn't ask for.
Well, the wind's calmed down a little bit now, so now we're just going to get a snow blizzard.
Yeah, it's because it's now we're seeing more white than the wind. Before the wind was taking it out. So 8:48 remain here in quarter number 1. And that is snow that you're seeing, not a fog machine or anything else blowing across here in Midwest City. This hometown crowd is loving it.
And our cameraman is outside in this, so, what we do at OSN to bring you a game.
Well, PAT coming up, ball down, kick up, kick on its way, and this kick is good. So that makes it 20-0, 8:48 left to go in quarter number 1. And we got a long way to go in this one. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
At Firehouse Subs, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders across the country. So at Firehouse Subs, we don't just make subs. We make subs that are big, bold, and craveable. We make our subs differently because our subs make a difference. Whether you order online or on our app, Firehouse Subs Rapid Rescue to Go will have your subs boxed, bagged, and ready for pickup. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives.
This is Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
All right, back here at Rose Stadium, home of the Carl Albert Titans. A score of notice. Back in Elgin, doesn't look like it's snowing there. It's 3-0. Guthrie leads with about 3 minutes left to go in quarter number 1. So there's been a lot of stoppage here because they've been scoring. So you really can't run the clock down. It's time for your kickoff, brought to you by Wayne's Drive-In. From burgers to baskets to their famous onion rings, sweet tea, and cherry limeades. Number 7 Southwest Sheridan Road, 6810 Northwest Cache Road. Everyone, let's go to Wayne's. Ball teed up. You can't even see the ball as it. Oh, it's going to be fielded and dropped at the 1 yard line. Has to take it down to the 3, to the 5, having to go and swim somewhere. And boy, you wish this would have been in the end zone to start at the 20, but it just goes from bad to worst in the snowstorm and everything else. And we're back only up to the 6 yard line, as that could have been disastrous there at the 1.
You just got to let that go. I mean, you just got to let it go.
Well, and then he bobbled it too, and
you put yourself in a huge hole.
Yeah,
you're already having a tough time. They've run 3 offensive plays and they've scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and a little scoop and score for your defense, and
I mean, you got to help yourself.
Back in the shotgun formation, Graham. It's going to be a fake handoff coming to the near side of the field, and he is taken by the corner on the edge as he only gets right up to about the 10 yard line with a quarterback design draw. About a 3 yards, and boy, the snow is really starting to.
It's really coming down.
I mean, so is that a fuzzy picture? No, that's snow. A little handoff. Going to get the first down. Going to get past the 20 yard line, and this is where Diaz comes in. Or no, is that? It's 21. It's Harris. So Harris has come in. 1st and 10. Another handoff. Harris hits the hole hard. Gets up past the 25 yard line. Still some fight in these Highlanders. Little snow blizzard, and they're going to go strictly right back to the line with 7:54 and counting. High snap, gets that one away. Gage Graham has to take it and run with it. And then he'll get taken down after a gain of about a yard, so it's going to bring up about a 3rd down and short. Third down and about 2.
This weather is amazing.
Oh, it is, and it was a nice drive up here.
Can't believe it.
I mean, it's almost going to be a whiteout here.
I know.
I mean, it's not going to accumulate, but it's really coming down. Handoff, trying to push the pile, not going to go too much.
Going to be close.
Going to get right close to the 29 and a half. Got to get really to the 30-yard line. 4th down, they're going to go for it again. 7:18 in a blizzard now. Gage Graham makes a man miss, and he will get the first down. His forward progress get past the 31-yard line, and man, this snow, it just keeps getting thicker, and I look up there, and it's just white.
Unbelievable.
Rudolph with your nose so bright.
I mean, those flakes are huge now.
Yeah. Did they call that? They did not get, there was a penalty on the play. Oh, my. So I missed the flag. We were too enthralled with the snow.
You got a punt here.
And now you got a punt. Man, that was an opportunity at 4th and 1.
Now you're going to give it back to him.
Yeah, with short field, decent field position for the Carl Albert Titans with 7 minutes left to go in this Wild Week Veterans Day. Whistle is stopped, and I think we got a timeout called by the Macarthur Highlanders. They'll take a timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Celebrating. Here at Pam and Barry's team, we've been helping you through the real estate process for more than 20 years.
We want to thank you for choosing our team to help you.
We sold our house at full asking price, and it took less than about a week to get our full asking price with Pam and Barry.
Don't go at it alone.
Let us handle it all here.
We're not bragging, we're just applying for a job.
I think many of you think that we're playing a game in a different part of the state because basically when I look back at the Lawton games, that has been a little different. It's been
the kick.
Going to have to punt that one away and only gets up to about the 38-yard line. And that's where, I went back and looked at Elgin. And like you said, the flakes are getting bigger and bigger. In fact, down the fans in front of us have these big flakes on their jackets.
I mean, they're covered. A lot of them are just really covered in it.
So the storyline outside the Carl Albert Titans with doing everything they can effectively, scoop and score, and in the end zone makes it 20-0.
And their 4th snap.
And now they're looking for more. DeQuazy in the shotgun formation. Robinson in the backfield as the lone back. Hand off to Robinson. Hits the corner.
Look out.
Stiff arm at the 30. Down to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. He will stay in. He'll skate and score for his third time tonight. Touchdown, Robinson. Touchdown, Carl Albert.
Well, it is what it is. We have no answer for him.
No. And there's a lot of people that's not going to.
There's a lot of teams not going to have the answer either. I mean,
and now the snow is actually starting to stay on the field now, and that's what's interesting.
Well, when you see it sticking to the people, and it's snowy on every step
in the stands.
Now. Every step is full of snow. It's like, uh-oh.
I've never really seen it this way. You know, I played in it before, but usually in Oklahoma, like I said, in Southwest Oklahoma, in Lawton, they are up 9-0. And what is it? A timeout called? Oh no! It's a penalty. So they marked that up. Carl Albert's going to have to back up for their PAT at the 26 mark and make this a longer PAT try. And then Guthrie led Elgin 3-0, and they look like it's great fall-like weather here.
Well, I hope it's not coming for them.
Yeah, I don't know where that stretches out. We'll have to take a look at that. But what an amazing replay you're going to have at this. This is going to be a whiteout here soon. Or like playing this in Colorado. It's got to be fun, though, when you're winning and things are going your way. So the PAT now set back up. Ball down, kick up, and this kick is good. So 27-0, 6:39 left to go here in quarter number one. We'll take a timeout and be back right after this. You're watching Big Mac Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
New season just dropped. Enter the Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings all in one box. You'll run out of episodes before you run out of food. The Big Dinner Box, only from Pizza Hut.
Might as well have some happy.
Pizza Hut stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, only from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Well, they're playing Frosty the Snowman. I mean, they broke out the Christmas music, and they're trying to make things a little joyful and jolly for the Carl Albert Titans, as it's really a steady blowing snow, and you can see by the picture quality, it's not don't adjust your set. It is a snowstorm here in Midwest City. 27-0 with 6:39 left to go here in quarter number one. And they assess the penalty not on the PAT trip. They're going to put it at the 25-yard line. That must have been a celebration penalty. Didn't catch that. Carl Albert set to kick off, and this will be returned. I don't think this is going to go in the back of the end zone, and it's hard to see in the snow where it's going to go. It's going to be fielded at the 15, taken to the 20, 25. Little windmill charge over here to the near side, gets up to about the 29-yard line. You're actually seeing steps in the turf now to see the trails of shoes. I mean, that's really where it starts to pile up there.
It's unbelievable. I don't believe any coach or anybody thought we would be playing in a snow storm.
Yep. When it seems to pile up on you, no pun intended, got a man in motion that's bowed along, back in the shotgun formation. It's going to be a little slippery. You're not going to get the traction you need. Gets up to only about the 31-yard line. So just what you didn't want to have happen in a playoff game, from bad to worse for the Highlanders, and they got a quick offense. They're going to go straight to the line, and the next play up, 2nd and 8, straight back to pass, looking downfield, going to throw. Out. Oh, and that's almost picked off.
But see, that's where as a receiver, you got to come back to the ball, because if you stand there in this kind of with this talent as they are, they'll pick that and run that back.
Jeremiah Jordan on the pickup of the first down. Best field position for the Highlanders is they're outside their own 41-yard line. Back to work. Gage Graham, handoff. Hutchinson, and he is met. But, hey, I'll tell you what, he backpedaled his way up to about the 45-yard line after the initial hit, got his feet moving. That's all Hutchinson. brings up a second down.
He's a junior, right?
You have 5:42 left to go in quarter number one. Hutchinson going to try to hit the edge. Now a cutback move, finds a hole, gets a first down, past midfield, inside Carl Albert territory, right outside the 44-yard line.
Well, you see, here's where it's a gut check, right? You're down 26-0 in the first quarter with 5.5 minutes to play. What are you? What kind of team are you?
So another handoff. And I'll tell you, well, they're responding, and I'm saying they're not folding up the tent just yet. And they're into the first deepest part of the territory of the Carl Albert Titans all night long. Second down and 1. Gage Graham, high snap, handoff to Harris. Harris finds his way, gets past a tackler to the 25, down to the 22-yard line. Their footing is a little bit more assured. Carl Albert, a little bit slippery, and it is slick down here. As you can see the white on the field, it is going to be a whiteout, a timeout by the Carl Albert Titans. They want to talk about it. We'll do the same. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
Your job can get dirty. You need a solution. At Waste Solutions, we offer front-end loaders, roll-off containers, and dumpsters for any job, large or small. Our services are for everybody, from small businesses to contractors to construction companies and everyone in between. We are a locally owned company, and we've been serving our community for 21 years. We love Southwest Oklahoma, and we take care of our own. Every dirty problem has a solution. We're Waste Solutions. Click or call today.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
All right, so we're back to our winter wonderland. Carl Albert had to call a timeout. Footing is the key because Carl Albert, a lot of these players are looking at their shoes trying to say, the coach, I can't dig into this. It's a slip-sliding mess, and you can kind of see on the field of where the tracks are of where you last stepped. But it's second down and long, though. Out the side the 20-yard line, Hutchinson handoff, rolls his shoulder down, gets down to about the 15-yard line, and we are inside a Tracy Green red zone. For all your real estate needs, call the 580 property lady, Tracy Green with Tracy Green Properties, 580-284-9364. Straight back to work, Gage Graham. Another fake handoff, quarterback keeper, though.
Should have handed that off.
Yeah, because you're going to try to go wide with Harris around the corner.
When you got four.
Four down territory, though.
4 huge Carl Albert guys just standing there waiting.
4th and 3. Going for it right outside the 16-yard line. Gage Graham.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he had to stop and hesitate, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
And he slipped, too. I mean, you can see him trying to get his
footing. It's just going to be that way. Boy, it's going to be nice to go watch this on replay again. Say, was this a football game played in Oklahoma?
And the CA in the middle of the field,
it's
almost
disappearing.
gone. It's almost totally gone.
You're right. Welcome to this.
Maybe they have a snow machine that they'll run across each 10-yard line.
A Zamboni, like on the ice rink. Oh, my goodness. What do you do? Hand the ball off to number 21. Here's the expectation of Xavier Robinson has got 3 of those scores, and the other one is
here's where it's scary, because if you're a coach, you're thinking, the last thing I want him to do is him to get hurt in this slippery stuff.
Right. It's going to be a handoff to Robinson. Off tackle, near side. Goes up the middle, and then he is taken down as he gains up to about the 28-yard line. The other thing is, too, is yard markers. That's going to be really hard to find, as I think the snow just increases the more we sit here.
Well, the flakes are just bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's a Colorado snowstorm it's just.
Hey, Big in here is about to have a stroke because he's never seen the snow like this.
Well,
he's never seen the snow like this. That's what he just said to me.
Wants to get a sled out, Fake to Robinson. Oh, a high throw. And, who can find that? That's going to be overthrown because when you have baseball players lose it in the sun, they say, I lost it in the snow, coach. It was a whiteout. I looked up and everything was white. I mean, you make light of something like this, but what do you do? What do you do? And luckily for Carl Albert, they struck soon when the weather wasn't like it is now. Making the best of it. Cheerleaders are all trying to encourage those who have braved the elements. There's a lot of Highlander fans, too, that have come, and they're on the away side rooting for their Highlanders. Handoff to Robinson, waits. Oh, and this is finally a Macarthur stop. I think the weather is going to be a great neutralizer in this game for both teams. So, that's the thing for the Highlanders. If they can make a go of this, something to hang your hat on. But this has really been tough. They're going to sell a lot of hot chocolate tonight.
And Diaz goes out. One of their linemen came across and just wiped him out. So he'll go off and he'll bring somebody in to change out. But it's a big third down right here. If you hold them, they're going to punt.
So down to 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Carl Albert with a stock block coming in here. DeQuasi with the quarterback keeper. And he lowers his shoulder, gets up to about the 31-yard line, and that's going to be a fourth down and a punting situation for the first time tonight for the Carl Albert Titans. Dominic Collins will set to return in this winter whiteout with 1:40 left to go here in quarter number one.
Well, Macarthur,
this will be talked about quite a bit. I mean, everybody will be talking about this right here is the weather.
Yeah, because, everybody else in Midwest City is getting the same thing.
Yeah, Del City, Midwest City, and that Piedmont game, that should be interesting, and we'll give you some scoring updates. We have our ticker down below giving you all the 5A updates. Punting, little ball gets away and into the snow. It's hard to see. It's going to bounce at the 20 down to the 15. Oh, and then they're going to pick it, let it roll all the way down to the goal line at the 1.
Well, what you do there, honestly, if you're the receiving team, you smash that guy as hard as you can, and you let that ball roll into the end zone.
Yeah.
You smack him. I mean, you don't teach that. You don't usually see that. But that's exactly what you would hope for.
So 1st and 10 right outside their own one line out of the guard line. You aren't going to be able to see the yard markers much. So I
think we're at the 1, aren't we?
We're at the 1.
Yeah. We're inside. We're on the snow bank. We're inside the 1.
Trying to push a snowman uphill.
We do need the Zamboni thing because I can't even hardly see any. I can't even hardly see on any of the.
No, yard markers are, it's hard to see the place markers of where things are outside of that. We're on our 1 back in the goal line, not wanting something bad to happen here. Handoff right up the middle, up the gut, and takes that up to about the maybe 4 or 5 yard line. Brings up a 2nd down and 5 with just less than a minute left to go here in quarter number 1. Down 26-0 for the Macarthur Highlanders. Back in the shotgun formation. Gets a new play call from the sideline. Defensively, gets the defensive call, handoff up the middle, and Harris, and there's a nice underclassman that's good for the future as well. When you look at number 21, you look at him being able to come back and give you an opportunity. Same thing with Jeremy Hutchinson because he's a junior, so you have a tandem of 2 running backs that are going to come back.
Yeah, you got some young guys on here that have gotten a lot of playing time this year.
Flakes keep getting bigger and bigger as we sit here. Are we going to have to push our car out of the parking lot?
We may have to. It's not made for this kind of weather.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, students and fans, it's 3rd down deep, so let's rumble.
3rd down, and they're just going to say down to 3 seconds. They're going to let this roll and get into the worst first quarter start that you want in playoff week number 1. The Comanche Home Center first quarter comes to an end, 27-0. Carl Albert. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Hey there, I'm Trent Logan. Just so happens, I like to sell houses the fancy way. Hello, here for paint night.
Sit down, Trent.
That ready? What's the deal? You guys didn't bring your own gear? I'm so dadgum fancy. When I do art and stuff, I don't even have time to take a break. Tender me, babe. You can buy or sell your house with any realtor, but if you want to do it the fancy way, call me. Cheers.
Well, the other weather is outside. It's frightful here. You can hear it in the PA. That's what they're playing. Let it snow. Let it snow. So, all you can do is just sit here and just laugh.
Just
the situation.
Unbelievable.
So back in the 8-yard line after they let the quarter run down, handoff. I think he's going to get past the first down.
He got the first down.
After a 3rd down and short. Highlighters trying to make their –
Well, I thought it would kind of let up. I thought we'd get a few snowflakes and it'd let up, but, man, it's just gotten worse and worse.
Yep. Brings up a 1st down. Going to throw in this. I don't know if you can find the ball, and it's going to be a catch.
He caught it. Good job.
About a yard shy of a 1st down. Why not when you have nothing to lose?
It's hard to see some of the numbers that far away because the snow is so bad. But
brings 8 yards. Oh, it's going to mark it short by 2 yards. You can see you're going to have a snow blower out here. And he is stopped as he gets back to the original line of scrimmage to bring up a 3rd down and 1. Still just a 3-0 contest with 4:03 left to go in quarter number 2 for Guthrie and Elgin. Another handoff. Just keeps bumping into some extra blockers.
That's Hutchinson trying to carry
Hutchinson
that ball
tries to get back to the original line of scrimmage. We're going to go for it again. It's 1st down. That's good.
We can't see the spot. So
yeah, it's hard for us to call. As you can see, yard markers, and our 2nd quarter is brought to you by Lawton Firefighters Association. Little load and throw over there. Ooh, and that defensively comes up. Proudly supporting the athletes from the communities we serve. Lawton Firefighters Association, proud supporters of Lawton Athletics.
You're going to have a hard time throwing it out in the flat like that, and then especially as fast as Carl Albert is, they get to the ball in a hurry.
Well, and they wanted to have the snow on their backs now because they were in the snow in quarter number 1. So now a handoff, off tackle, and sure footing, gets away from Harris, gets from a couple of tacklers, gets the 1st down. Would you guess that's going to be around the 35-yard line, I guess, right?
I can't even see the number.
Well, the 50 would be right here, so it would be 40, right outside the 40-yard line.
I can't see any numbers anymore.
No.
Not any. Well, I do too. Let me to see that.
Well, I know that's the 50, so we have to guess our way into it. Fake handoff, little throw away over to Dominic Collins on the far side of the field. Well, just count backwards, Jay. If you know, that's the 50.
I see the 50 right
45.
Here.
We're outside the 40-yard line right here.
About the 38.
Yeah, the ball is marked right outside about the 38-yard line. Yeah, that's what the scorekeeper's got it too. Handoff, up the off tackle on the far side of the field, nothing doing. This game kind of started without much snow, but it was an after effect 2-play Robinson touchdown. Then it was a fumble scoop score touchdown. An interception that set up a short field to work with a touchdown, and we're back to work for the Macarthur Highlanders, and that's going to be overthrown on the far side of the field.
You're going to have a hard time beating these guys with a pass. I mean, they just –
Midwest City and Piedmont are tied at 15 all here in that snowstorm over there. That's going to be interesting because Piedmont wants to play keep away. And, you hate for any coaches to say, you know what, we'd like to play on a decent field and the positions. There's no lightning to worry about, so there's going to be no stoppage of play. The snow is just going to keep piling up.
It hadn't slowed down a drop.
4th down, and Brown is going to be set back to punt. Oh, and Bishop Kelly and Del City tied at 7. Ball kicked end over end, and it's going to be stopped in the snow. Where? We don't know.
We have no idea.
I mean, I'm trying my best to try to get the yard markers.
50,
try to call a game where you can't see. You can barely see the white lines. I can see where it's marked from one end to the other, but as far as what marker it is, I've lost. I know where the 50 is still, and I go back from there.
It's hard to tell.
In fact, the PA announcer and the scoreboard, they don't have it up either. They don't know where ball is starting. Right. They just know it's first and 10.
No, it's 1st and 10.
1st and 10, 9:48 left to go in the snowstorm blizzard. Rudolph, with your nose so bright, will you guide my sleigh tonight? We're going to have to try to get out of here. Handoff, Robinson. Off tackle to the near side of the field is taken up for a gain of a couple. Now you say run clock run, right?
Yeah, you're down 27-0. It's
Bishop McGinnis only leads El Reno 8-0 in that contest. Very interesting, and the conditions in Southwest Oklahoma, at least looks pretty darn good when you look at Cameron, when you look at Lawton's game, and when you look at Elgin's Guthrie's game. 9:17, clock is running. Carl Albert with the ball. DeQuazy in the shotgun formation.
It's like a false start to me.
And this is going to be whistled dead.
Offside.
So offsides on the defense, so you give him 5 extra.
I don't know how you can really see that. I mean, I can't even see the line.
Yeah, and why would you call it? You know, that's the other thing is too. I mean,
just let it go. I mean, Lord.
I mean, if it's unabated to the quarterback or something else like that, you know,
come on. We can't even see the line. We don't know.
Brings up a second down and short at the 9-minute mark here of the second quarter.
Like the one guy out here, he's trying to get him a spot dug in so he can get some footing from Macarthur. He's like, I got to get a footing here. I don't know what am I going to do.
The White Bowl, they'll call this. DeQuazy, quarterback keeper, gets the one miss, and then he'll be taken down. He'll get past the first down marker, though, to move the chains. Inching his way up probably about the 40, I would say about the 40, 42-yard line, guessing-wise.
He was tackled by number 89. Austin.
Yep.
And he kind of slid out of bounds with him. A freshman.
So, yeah, we've got some freshmen that have stayed on and have used. There's someone that brought an umbrella with them, and that is just caked with snow. Yeah, they brought something, you know. People put blankets over their heads. They're trying to stay warm. And Robinson handoff, far side of the field, and is stopped. And you got to hand it to the Highlanders. No matter what, they're down 27-0, playing with a lot of pride, trying to get the stops, playing in the snow, playing in this bad field conditions.
I don't think I've ever seen it this bad.
Well, and there's no let up either. I mean, this would be like if this was a monsoon. Just think if this was rain.
Oh.
I mean, this would be miserable.
Now, I've seen some rain, but this is stuff this is slippery and
yeah, your footing
unsafe,
and all the rest of that
really,
stuff. Yeah, you're right. DeQuazy, a little bit quarterback keeper. He'll get a block around the edge, and he'll just get run out of bounds.
And
maybe a gain of just a couple.
Well, Macarthur's trying to, like, hang on to him, you know, and like, oh, Lord.
Inching his way close to the 50-yard line, we'll say third down and about 4.
And he couldn't make a cut either. He tried. He was thinking that any other time he probably would have cut that up and ran, but he didn't get there.
7:27. Clock has stopped when he went out of bounds. So.
It's not a good thing.
Back in the little quarterback, you know, that designed 2 lead blockers. He's going to be about a yard shy.
I think he's around the 50.
Yeah, he's right at about the 40, 48, 49-yard line. He needs to cross. He needs to get down to about the Highlander 49.
I think they're going to punt here.
Yeah, well, sloshing and sliding away. Robinson will come in. This may be a wildcat look. If that's going to be a direct snap to 21, they're just going to come right up here, and they're going to go for it here. So it's going to be a direct snap to Robinson. Robinson, he'll get the first down.
Boy, he barely got it.
Barely, yeah. And they'll move the chains. Yep, first down.
Well, he got it by about half a yard maybe, but
all the Highlander faithful have stayed with the snowstorm.
At least the ones we can see.
6:35. I mean, I wish I could get the expressions of those people that are watching our games bouncing around on the network and saying, where did this game come from? Who are these two teams? Here in Midwest City at Rose Stadium, the mini frozen tundra. And this was whistled dead before this got underway. 6:15 mark. And, you know, unless we look at the radar, it doesn't seem like there's any let up to this at all. I mean, it's just here to stay.
It looks like it's going away, but it just keeps coming. And it keeps building back. It's crazy. Well, I guess if you want a snowy Christmas, here it is.
Yeah, well, I always want it on Christmas, though. I want it on Christmas Day, not November 11th. Hand off to Robinson, stiff arm around the corner, and, man, he'll just not only get some extra yards and taking a defender down with him. He's a hard load to bring down. About a 7-yard carry on that to bring a 2nd down and 4. 5:47 left to go before the half.
They've only thrown the football one time.
I don't think we're going to have a band presentation here at the half either.
I can't imagine.
They don't want equipment in the rain and wet precip. Veterans Day, happy Veterans Day to all of those who serve. We have, in our network of 11 schools, we have so many in military representation with Altus, with Lawton, and Middell. It's a lot of schools representing a lot of military. DeQuazy with the direct quarterback keep. He'll get the first down coming over here on the near side of the field with 5:14 left to go.
You know, Eric, we have so many schools. I mean, we have all the Middale, we have
There's
all
the 3,
Lawton, we
those
have
3. That's
Altus.
6, and that's 7.
And you have Elgin, which is just the same thing. I mean,
Cash, the same thing.
Same idea. And so most of our schools are military grounded in most ways. And
connection.
So
You got people in with UConn, and there's a penalty on the play, and they're going to march them back. So you look at the referee has to scrape a little bit so he can get his traction so he doesn't fall down as he marks this penalty. And how can you – well, I guess they got a better eye than we do as far as where the mark – he has to scrape the snow away to place the ball down. Marked out at 2nd down and 16 with 5:11 left to go here in quarter number 1.
Well, I saw the one official. He was backpedaling while going in. I think he just stopped. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not backing up anymore.
Well,
I'm not falling down in
well,
this.
I mean, I've done this for a long time, and I've played in one of these games in high school. That was in Michigan, where you expect snow like this, but not here in Oklahoma. DeQuazy kind of waited for a hesitation for Robinson as he hands off the ball to get to the far side of the field, makes up some of that negative penalty yards, gets past the original marker, and then a few more to bring up a 3rd down and about 9.
Boy, he's a load to bring down.
He is.
Wow, when he
Number
turns
21.
the corner, he squares up his shoulders, and he delivers the blow. And he's
It's
just a
different
junior?
when he delivers
Could you
as opposed to taking that on. 4:20 left to go here in quarter number 2 in the second quarter. Here, Lawton Firefighters Association second quarter. Want to thank Lawton Marketing Group for their support of this run of the playoffs for the Macarthur Highlanders. 3rd down, DeQuazy. Handoff. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard. DeQuazy, I just wish that, you'd kind of have a game that could have been, well, you take away the turnovers, it's like that kind of stuff. But what I'm saying as far as this has been a neutralizer because both teams have not really been able to do anything in this weather. And I think the scores indicate that over here in the Middell, that's the same way for Midwest City and Piedmont that was tied, and Dell City that was tied. Still, Guthrie leads. I think they're at the half. Elgin 3-0. Piedmont just scored. They are up over Midwest City 21-15. And now we've got a timeout called by Carl Albert. They'll take a timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
In this day and age, insurance companies are everywhere. Most online with nothing but an app to tell you what's going on. That's where we're different. I'm Scott Watson with Legacy Insurance Group. We are a local team with smiling faces and firm handshakes. We are independent, which helps ensure you are getting the best rate always. We're here in person with a phone in our hands, ready to help you anytime.
Scott Watson, Legacy Insurance Group. Click or call today.
All right, so let it snow, let it. There it is. I get a little. There's your entertainment. We may have to just have at that half. So Rick Frederick, he is our spotter for soccer, and we'll have OSN soccer this spring. His text to me, watching the game from New Jersey, it's 70 degrees here. LOL. 70 degrees in New Jersey.
Well, buddy, it ain't 70 degrees here, I can tell you. We were hoping.
Oh, well.
Unbelievable. They're going to punt here. And
so Bishop McGuinness is up 14-0 over El Reno. Del City and Bishop Kelly locked in at 7 apiece. And it's Piedmont ahead of Midwest City 21-15. That was going to be an interesting matchup right there. It's going to be a punt for Carl Albert. What a punt in the snow. Calls for the fair catch and does. Oh, and there's a little fight in the – I thought they were going to make snow angels on the other side there. They were down on the ground, and I thought, do your swish. Just kind of put your hands up there. Well, we're just trying to make something out of this because this whiteout right here, and that's what you can see. There's no field. For those who are tuning in, say, is this a hockey match? Because all I see is white. Is this on a skating rink?
Almost.
No, you can't see the end zone outside of the goalposts.
I have no idea where.
Well, we're about maybe the 15 or 20, maybe the 20, no, the 15.
I don't know.
So, yeah, you're right.
I really don't.
And they don't even bother on the scoreboard. They don't care.
I don't know if you know
it's it's first and 10 somewhere.
Where you out of bounds at? I don't
3:09 left to go before the half. So first and 10 for the Highlanders. Gage Graham in the shotgun formation. Handoff. And he'll go down after the initial surge. Gain of maybe a yard.
Okay, you got the wind at your back. Let's sling it deep. What's going to hurt?
Well, making something happen on what a hit. And that was a jarred hit to Harris. And Harris gets hit.
It was a smack.
With third down, says, I don't want to play in this cold either, so I'm taking out on you. 2:38 left to go. I guess the band, there is a semblance of a band going to go out and play today.
No way.
There's tubas going down there. I see that. No way. 2:28. Maybe they can play Let It Snow. They have a little Christmas concert they can put on. Hand off to Harris. Scoops around the corner. And then a nice churn for a first down and more. Move the chains for the Highlanders. Boy, Harris is he has been a bright spot here.
Boy, he's really run the ball hard tonight. You know what?
Yeah.
And you just wonder if he had really good footing, what more could he have done, here in this first half?
Gage Graham kind of shuffles his feet, try to get some traction. Another for Harris. And Harris, man, I'll tell you what, he's just fun to watch churn for extra yards.
Just look at the holes, though. I mean, he is really getting through some pretty large holes. I mean, the line is really doing a great job.
1:48. Can the Highlanders try to get a score before the half? Got a long way to do it. Make a big play out of nothing as Hutchinson comes in, off tackle on the far side of the field. I think he'll cross enough to get a first down, move the chains. 8-yard gain, that will be enough for a first and 10 with $1:33 left to go before the half. Handoff up the middle.
That's where it's at.
And then Harris.
That's where their weak spot's at.
About an 8-yard gain pickup right here.
Macarthur's found something they like there.
Well, and we can't zoom up on this, but a lot of the players with their helmets, because there's no heat on it, they have a layer of snow on their helmets on the players on the sidelines. Gage Graham back to work, back to pass. And that's going to be, it was initial catch and then a drop. Third down and short, pass incomplete.
I think you got to try to throw the ball here. You're down to 58 seconds to go in the half. You've got to score something here if you can.
Third down. You got to get your first down, though, here. First, Hutchinson gets that. Pushes the pile down to 54 seconds. The Highlanders have 2 timeouts if they so desire. They've crossed past the 50. They're inside Carl Albert territory somewhere. I'm just going to mark that. Hey, I'm not even getting help from the board. The scoreboard said forget it. I can't even tell you where they are. Back to pass, back to throw.
There it is.
And that is going to be intercepted.
Well, I don't know who we were throwing to.
It's just deep. We couldn't run that route. Going to come back, trying to try to score on the snow to the 30, cut back to the 25, to the 10, to the 5, and this will be a return touchdown.
You had to try it. I mean, you're running out of time.
Yeah.
But it looked like we threw like I don't know, it was like a punt.
Yeah, it's a scoop and score, fumble, and now a pick 6 in the worst weather. You can see that on their First Baptist East instant replay. And, this looks like a backyard skating rink is what we're doing. And Carl Albert just finding every which way. So you can see that there on their First Baptist East instant replay and the PAT coming up. Doing what you can.
To bottom line, he chased that all the way down the field. Now, he ain't no littlin'. He's a biggin'. And I know that because I'm a biggin'. And that's a long ways to run for a biggin'. Biggins are used to running.
Look at you. You got to scrape away a distance for your kicker. ball down, and boy, that's muff.
He couldn't put his foot down, and so he kind of slides forward, and the ball is like a knuckleball. A pick from Caden, whatever, Cadeau or something.
33-0, 24 seconds left before the half. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Well, welcome back to the Winter Wonderland. They played every Christmas known to man. It's like, baby, it's cold outside and let it snow. And they're just having fun here at Rose Stadium, home of the Carl Albert Titans. Everything's going Carl Albert's way. A scoop and score, and then a pick six and a PAT that was missed. That's the only thing that you kind of laugh at. You know, the poor kicker, he says, I need a runway. I was trying to scrape away snow that wasn't going to happen, and that just didn't happen.
No.
So
and
it's not on him, but he's trying to make
you're not laughing because it's funny, because nobody wants to get beat like we're getting beat. But at the same time, these conditions are just almost unplayable.
Oh, I know. You're right.
For high school kids. They're not, and even college, they wouldn't know.
33-0, 24 seconds left to go before the half. As you can see, our kicker still trying to dig some kind of traction at all. I mean, I'm surprised he doesn't fall. He's just going to chip that
slipped
short. He did slip. Didn't get all of that. Hit and met defensively. Gets back up to maybe the 45-yard line. I think 50 is right there. I'm trying to gauge where we're at. 17 seconds left to go. You just hand the ball off and go in the locker room and try to regroup on something. Your First Baptist East instant replay. I mean, what do you do? I mean, what do you say? I mean,
I just don't know at this point, other than
it's still snowing.
That it's snowing.
Oh, yeah,
it's the flakes seem to be getting a little bit smaller, but this won't go away.
No, how steady it is. It's going to be a handoff to Hutchinson. Hutchinson lowers his shoulder, gains about 3 or 4 yards on the play.
That'll be the last play.
Yeah, last play. So it's just handed off down to 6, down to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And so it is in the books. We're at the half at Rose Stadium, home of the Carl Albert Titans, where they lead the Macarthur Highlanders 33-0. We'll have halftime and second half action in week number 1 of the playoffs right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Do you have questions about your retirement? As a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, Waugh, Lavender & Associates can help. With the exclusive Confident Retirement approach, you'll work one-on-one with an advisor to develop a retirement roadmap to help get you where you want to go. Call us today.
Lawton Marketing Group is an award-winning branding and marketing agency serving clients in all 50 states and Canada. For more than a decade, they've been helping businesses grow through cutting-edge websites, graphic design, content marketing, videography, and more. You can check them out at lawtonmg.com.
At Whitehead Plumbing, our mission is to be a leading full-service plumbing contractor. We have dedicated over 20 years perfecting our expertise in Southwest Oklahoma with our craftsmanship and customer service. Whether you have a water, sewer, or gas line that needs to be replaced or repaired, you can always count on us to be there. We offer free estimates and have 24/7 emergency services available. We'll work around the clock and are committed to providing our customers with impeccable services. Call Whitehead Plumbing today for all your plumbing needs.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
Goodbye, paperwork. Hello, convenience. Farewell, waiting. Hello, personal service. Catch you later, dreaming. Hello, planning. Buy your dream home, connect with a personal banker, and easily schedule an appointment with digital tools from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
When it comes to showing your loved ones you care, you need the best. A Better Design Flowers and Gifts is under new ownership, and we're proud to be serving the people of Southwest Oklahoma. Our talented florists are committed to building the most beautiful floral arrangements, as well as providing superior customer service. We service all types of events, from weddings to funerals, just because gifts, and of course, holidays. We're also a veteran-owned company. Click, call, or come by today. We'd love to show you a better design.
Arrow Sign Company has been serving Oklahoma and surrounding states for over 60 years. As a family-owned business, our focus has always been on driving people to your door, not just selling you a sign. From custom sign design and manufacturing to installation and service, Arrow Sign has the knowledge and experience to deliver the ideal sign for you while using materials of the highest quality to ensure that your sign will look great for years and years to come. We design and manufacture our signs for longevity, so you get the greatest return on investment possible. Arrow Sign Company, helping your business thrive since 1955.
The Lawton Athletic Foundation would like to thank the following sponsors that helped raise over $75,000 with their latest Gridiron Golf Tournament benefiting Lawton Athletics. Well, a salute to America, Veterans Day here at Rose Stadium, home of the Carl Albert Titans. And those who brave the elements, you can see the flag. They wanted to honor their veterans. All the veterans were able to get in free across the state of Oklahoma. May not be as white as this one. Been checking out some other games with Elgin and Guthrie, and that looks like the weather is decent there. Same with Lawton High as well. We've got 6 games on the network, so make sure you download us on the free app. Whether you're on Apple or Android devices, just search Oklahoma Sports Network. If you're watching on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. For those who are watching on YouTube, for some of the games, we have 3 of them posted on Facebook Live. Join us there. Just be able to search the Oklahoma Sports Network. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're ready for you in high school sports. Sports is our middle name, the Oklahoma Sports Network. So we're at the halftime, and usually sometimes band performances, and sometimes we have different unique situations, but we're going to say this halftime show is brought to you by your Eastside Subway. They are your Mac headquarters. Discover better your sub sandwiches by trying one of their 12 new irresistible Subway Series subs, or pick up your favorite classic footlong. Your Mac headquarters, Subway, eat fresh.
The United States Coast Guard. The United States Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, one more huge round of applause for all of our service members, our junior ROTC members, and the Mighty Titan Marching Band for today's Veterans Day presentation.
You can hear the presentation. They have the colors here at Rose Field, Rose Stadium, home of the Carl Albert Titans, as they lead 33-0. So we've got second half action, and of course more halftime as we'll take a timeout. Want to thank our fine sponsor of this playoff, Week 1, is the Lawton Marketing Group. Lawton Marketing Group, LMG. In fact, we want to thank them for their big support for this run of the Week 1 playoffs. We'll be back right after this. Big Mac football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group. Are you looking for more than just a job? Bar S Foods in Lawton offers a career with a competitive starting wage, opportunity for advancement, life and health insurance, including medical, dental, and vision, as well as 401k retirement plan. At Bar S, you can be proud of a company that gives back to the community. But most of all, you can take pride from making a quality product. Bar S Foods, making the best tasting hot dogs and smoked sausages. The food America likes to eat. So come be a part of a winning team and start your path to success today.
At Bill Miller and Noble Heating and Air Conditioning, we take pride in our quality air conditioner and heater repair and replacement services, as well as providing the highest customer satisfaction. Bill Miller and Noble Heating and Air Conditioning has been serving Lawton and the surrounding area for over 25 years. We have the knowledge, equipment, and trained technicians to take care of all your heating and cooling needs. Give us a call. Bill Miller and Noble Heating and Air, 355-1811.
Becker Raybon Funeral Home has been serving the funeral needs of Southwest Oklahoma since 1940 and is owned by the Raybon family. We believe family ownership makes a great difference in the care and service your family receives. Their staff is eager to find ways to assist you. Whether it's with live streaming or benefit assistance, we can help. When it comes to measuring personal levels of service, there are other funeral homes, and then there is ours, Becker Raybon Funeral Home, 1502 Fort Sill Boulevard.
You deserve the best, and the Billingsley family of dealerships has delivered award-winning service since 1963. View our inventory when it's convenient for you at BillingsleyFord.com. That's the Billingsley way. Score big at Billingsley Hyundai. Experience the all-new 2023 Hyundai Palisade. This upscale SUV seats 8 and packs a powerful V6 to get you on your journey. Get yours today at Billingsley Hyundai. That's the Billingsley way.
Hi, I'm Dr. Todd Bridges.
And I'm Dr. Nathan Buckner.
Did you know our dental practice is one of only 6% of practices in the United States that provide care from an all-digital platform?
We fabricate crowns, bridges, and place implants with advanced digital technology.
If you want to be part of this digital revolution in dental care, call us today at 248-6700 or visit our website at bridgesandbucknerdentistry.com.
We look forward to providing you with exceptional dental care.
Bank First is uniquely Oklahoman, deeply rooted in over 50 communities statewide. From those roots, our investment in education springs forth, helping to raise the Oklahoma leaders of tomorrow while providing financial strength to the business leaders of today. That's the kind of loyalty that helps entire communities thrive. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Well, they're playing Christmas. There's a snow angel. There we go. Someone finally get down there and have a little fun in the snow. I'm trying to get a little bit of this as you can. Oh, there's a snowman. There it is. Caleb got a snowman picture. That's how much snow has been. And I was, Kelly Elridge from Lawton Marketing Group, and thank you so much for your support. She said something that I said is right. She goes, these kids will remember this forever. And win or lose, you're going to say, hey, do you remember in 2022, the first week of the playoffs, when we played in that snow? I mean, and you can basically see the field, and that only in the middle where you see were a whole bunch of people that were holding the American flag during the tribute to all the veterans. And then people are doing snow angels right now, taking advantage. I guess snow dips down all the way down to Chickasha, but not in the southwest Oklahoma region. For those back home saying, what's going on, they have no clue of what they're missing here. So they played the whole Christmas genre of music. So we got 6:40 left to go before we start second half action. And we want to thank Lawton Marketing Group for the first week of the playoffs. Hey, it just fits right perfectly there in the snow situation. And we want to thank also our veterans. Happy Veterans Day, honoring all who served here for this Veterans Day, where all veterans got in actually to any game that they wanted to for free. So it's an honor to be able to take care of them. So our halftime Subway, Eastside Subway, 45th and East Lee, so really no band performance, but we had that little flag presentation, and we'll give you some of those scores that we'll be able to put up. Looks like Bishop McGinnis up over El Reno, as we saw just when the ticker put up. Del City and Bishop Kelly all tied up at 7 apiece. Grove, that's on the winner of the Elgin side, will go up on that. And Guthrie and Elgin, Guthrie still leads 3-0. Midwest City is trailing Piedmont 29-21. And Jay and I just noticed something, that the snow has finally stopped. So the snow is moved out, and what is left is right here. So we'll take another time out and be back right after this. You're going to remember this one forever as we'll continue as our halftime right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
When it comes to your new home or remodeling project, build it right with Comanche Home Center. Our professional staff can help you every step of the way to make sure you get the best lumber, tools, and supplies to tackle any job imaginable. Give us a call today for a free estimate. Want to take the stress out of your next remodel or building project? Comanche Home Center can deliver all the lumber, supplies, and tools right to you. When you're done, they'll pick up anything you don't use and give you credit towards your next project. Give Comanche Home Center a call today for a free estimate.
Memorial Medical Group's orthopedic specialists are the most experienced team in Southwest Oklahoma. Our orthopedic surgeons are trained to diagnose and treat shoulder, knee, hip, hand, and foot conditions, as well as orthopedic trauma, sports, or work-related injuries. And they're the only ones in the area to offer Mako robotic-assisted surgery for knee and hip replacement. When you need bone and joint help, trust MMG Orthopedics to get you back to living your best life.
Coast Technology Group helps you feel safe and secure utilizing simple, reliable technology. Allow our team of experts to help you design the right system with high-definition surveillance cameras, cutting-edge smart alarm systems, and thoughtfully designed access control for your home or business. Work, sleep, and play with confidence, knowing CTG is your technology partner.
Aw, look, how sad. Everybody but you has a debit card, and they're all out having fun, shopping, dining, feeling good. And here you are with crumpled cash and counting change. Not a good look, pal. Sounds like your wallet needs a friend. That friend is a PayMe debit card from Communication Federal Credit Union. Use your free PayMe card in apps, in stores, and anywhere you shop. You're good to go. Come into any branch and open your account in as little as 10 minutes or go to comfedcu.org. Communication Federal.
Feet. We use them every day, working, playing, and usually taking them for granted. If your feet hurt, see the professionals at Southwest Foot and Ankle Clinic. They've been serving Southwest Oklahoma for the past 36 years, providing the highest quality care and combining the latest technology with old-fashioned Oklahoma compassion. With 3 locations to serve you, Lawton, Duncan, and Altus. Call today or visit us online at swokfoot.com.
4D Landscaping and Irrigation has been providing top-rated professional landscape and irrigation services for the past 25 years. They take your vision for that perfect landscaping project for your home, new construction, or business and make it a reality with their easy financing options. You'll want to make sure to ask them about their seasonal services too. 4D Landscaping and Irrigation. Call 510-9983.
You ever have a meal so good you want to dance? If you haven't yet, you will. At Gangnam Style Korean Barbecue, that's our goal. We serve only the best in Korean cuisine. We've got several different flavors of bulgogi and fried rice, premium fish plates, and sushi. Our customers love us, and you will too. Check out our menu and even order online. Come on in and we'll show you how we do it Gangnam Style.
The Earth is 70% water. And 30% land. But the entire sky belongs to us. Copy that. Team Hireman.
right, welcome back. And you can see they're kind of trying to trying to take a little bit of the snow off on this artificial turf. With what they got look at the snow that's tracked up under the tracks there. Kind of, and I will say, finally, the snow has come to an end as far as blowing and snowing, and it's 33-0 here at the half, and it's really been. Carl Albert, of course, effective offensively. Robinson on the second play gets the touchdown, and then it was a scoop and score. There was a pick six. It was just everything going Carl Albert, and they were having fun with it. And, of course, we want to say a little bit of what this side of the bracket looks like as Carl Albert Macarthur. Del City and Bishop Kelly were still tied. Grove was beating Sapulpa, and Elgin and Guthrie is still a 3-0 Guthrie lead over the Elgin Owls, and that is on this side of the bracket. On the other side of the bracket, looks like things are being taken care of, and we'll keep an eye out on some of the scores there for you as it will come up on the tickers. Like I said, Grove was up 35-14, and now Guthrie is up 10-0 over Elgin. So the Elgin Owls are back against the wall. They're at the half right now, and Piedmont also winning over Midwest City. And so we'll have to keep an eye. Coweta has no problems with Claremore 37-0 as our ticker continues. So we've got less than a couple of minutes for them to get what they can for the 3-minute warm-up. We'll have our final timeout and be back to action as you're watching Big Mac Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
At Firehouse Subs, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders across the country. So at Firehouse Subs, we don't just make subs, we make subs that are big, bold, and craveable. We make our subs differently because our subs make a difference. Whether you order online or on our app, Firehouse Subs Rapid Rescue to Go will have your subs boxed, bagged, and ready for pickup. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives.
We are celebrating.
Here at Pam & Barry's team, we've been helping you through the real estate process for more than 20 years.
We want to thank you for choosing our team to help you.
We sold our house at full asking price, and it took less than about a week to get our full asking price with Pam & Barry.
Don't go at it alone.
Let us handle it all here.
We're not bragging, we're just applying for a job.
The new season just dropped. Enter the Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings all in one box. You'll run out of episodes before you run out of food. The Big Dinner Box, only from Pizza Hut. No one outpizzas the Hut.
Pizza Hut's stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, only from Pizza Hut. No one outpizzas the Hut.
Well, hey there. I'm Trent Logan, expert realtor in Southwest Oklahoma. Just so happens I'm also the president of the LTSAE-AATT. Bullseye. That's the Lawton Tri-State Area East Amateur Axe Throwing Team. So yeah, I do know what it's like to deliver under pressure. Probably broke it. You want to know what the #1 problem with being the best is? Nothing. Got him!
Well, I guess we can say the snow has come to an end, and their rendition of a Zamboni came out with a tractor that was knee-deep of snow that kind of drug a trail to get the yard markers out. So that was kind of helping. And then the sidelines, so they were able to get the sides and then the inside markers. So they're trying to do. Now remember, the Carl Albert Titans won the coin toss, elected to defer, so they will start with the ball in the second half, up 33-0. Third quarter sponsor. It's brought to you by Pam & Barry. Nobody sells more real estate than Pam & Barry, now celebrating their 20th year in listing, selling your home for top dollar. Whether you're buying or selling, call Pam & Barry today, 580-248-8800, 248-8800. They're not bragging. They're just applying for a job. So, yep, do not adjust your set. This is a snow storm that finally came to an end, and we had to take pictures because, like Jay said, there's nobody that's going to believe us, or that there was to the degree it was. They made a snowman in the end zone. There's actually 2 of them in the field, having fun. Ball teed up at the 40-yard line when they find that. And the Macarthur Highlanders will be kicking off with your Wayne's Drive-In kickoff. Hey, everyone, let's go to Wayne's. Before and after the game, a Lawton tradition since 1950. And this is going to go end over end and is going to be fielded probably about the 15 to the 20, 25, 30, and then upended right there. And Bryce with the tackle on special teams as we start second half action. Glad you could join us on the network. We got the ticker down below with some of the 5A games that we'll keep an eye on. It was all tied up back at Cameron Stadium with Lawton High and Bartlesville. You can catch that on the network. You can download us on our app. It's a free app for Apple and Android devices. Just search Oklahoma Sports Network. You can watch on the go. We got some games on Facebook. We got on YouTube, on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. So DeQuazy back in the shotgun formation. It's going to be a handoff to Robinson. Robinson off to the races on the corner as he waited for a block, and then he will get out on the tightrope and then finally pushed out of bounds, as Alex Bryce had to come back and say, enough, you're not going to score another touchdown so easily. Working at it in number 21.
Well, we have absolutely
right out of the gate.
We have no answer for that.
Well, Xavier Robinson, very special player. Get lined up.
No house call this time, but 1st and 10, Carl Albert.
No house call this time. You see that? And then he waits, and then finally is a host of Highlanders as he waited on a block, and so he was just kind of waiting. He kind of stopped his feet, stopped moving and churning. At least it's not a snowstorm now, just kind of playing with what's left of snow, and we'll kind of dig all this up as they play this out as we are just underway in second half action.
Yeah, we saw snow angels and snowmen.
Well, you can see they're crossing right over there. The remnants of that snow angel right there. Yep. I want to thank Lawton Marketing Group for their support of this first round of the playoffs for the Macarthur Highlanders. Hand off to Robinson. Robinson off tackle on the far side of the field. Nothing fancy, just burning and churning as he gets down to about a 3rd down and about 4. They'll change out some personnel here.
So we got Guthrie and Elgin, 10-0 Guthrie with 7 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
Okay.
And it's Piedmont 29, Midwest City 21.
Yeah, I know. That was nip and tuck. We'll have to kind of see. Midwest City had to come back to win over Elgin to win the district title last week.
Number 1, Coweta, 37-0 over Claremore at half.
Well, this is the separation in Class 5.
They're not playing.
No. Direct snap to Robinson. As, you see a lot of teams will do this, or the direct snap to the running back. And a first down marker extends the drive. Yeah, I think we'll say it's a red zone. We'll count it anyway. It's a Tracy Green red zone.
We can't really tell. But
For all your real estate needs, call the 580 Property Lady, Tracy Green, with Tracy Green Properties, 580-284-9364. So the Wildcat look worked enough for a move the chains for Robinson. DeQuazy back in the shotgun formation. Handoff. Oh, and then he gets a host of Highlanders to say, we're just going to say handoff to number 21. We'll rally the troops and get a stop after a gain of a couple more. Brings up about a 2nd down and 8. The 9:30 mark here just starting in the second half action. Yep, out of the 11 teams that we follow, almost 8. We had 7 teams that made the playoffs of the 11. Cash was up 22 points, and they came up short for their bid to make a playoff in the 8 of the 11. Not too shabby to have that kind of representation in the network to move on to playoffs. And congratulations to the other teams with their fight for their years. UConn, Eisenhower, Altus, handoff. DeQuazy, quarterback keeper, and he will gain right to about a yard short of the sticks. They'll mark him. So DeQuazy, the senior quarterback, gains to about a 3rd down and short. Well, he said that they're going to have to stop the run, and that's really what you had to do against Robinson or DeQuazy.
Looks like Bartlesville and Lawton High are knotted 16.
Yeah, it was still 16-16. They were already going into the half.
Yeah.
There was kind of a delay there getting into the half. And we're going to get this big, thick run package protect for DeQuazy, and he'll just follow his lead blockers. I think he's going to come up maybe shy of the first down. We're going to see where they spot this. Maybe about a yard short, so it's going to bring up a fourth down, of course, going for it. Not going to kick a field goal. They can either go wildcat or certainly don't. Remember the PATs. Those are hard to even hit now in the snow. So an opportunity to kind of get the first down and move the chains at the 8:06 mark left to go here in the third quarter. Pam and Barry, third quarter, inside that red zone. Knock it at the door, comes out of the huddle quick, and they'll go to the line quick. They do this Trojan, as they call it, and that's a direct snap to Robinson. Off tackle, and he will cross. He will score for another touchdown for the Carl Albert Titans. That is his third tonight?
Yes.
Or fourth? Third touchdown. Three touchdowns for number 21, Xavier Robinson, adding to his season of success as a junior. 39-0 in the PAT coming up. Well, he said that between us and Noble, you had that opportunity to fight for that fourth spot. And, that's why you kind of want to position yourself as either a district champion, you finish second or third, because you're going to play the number one team in the other side of that district, and that's where Carl Albert was, followed by Bishop, McGinnis, Guthrie, and then Piedmont. Ball down, kick up, kick is blocked, and that's tipped, and that is a no-good opportunity. So the weather has been the only stoppage of special teams for the Carl Albert Titans. 39-0. They lead with 7:46 left to go in the third. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
Your job can get dirty. You need a solution. At Waste Solutions, we offer front-end loaders, roll-off containers, and dumpsters for any job, large or small. Our services are for everybody, from small businesses to contractors to construction companies and everyone in between. We are a locally owned company, and we've been serving our community for 21 years. We love Southwest Oklahoma, and we take care of our own. Every dirty problem has a solution. We're Waste Solutions. Click or call today.
All right, back here at Rose Stadium, home of the Carl Albert Titans, with a score from Robinson, his third tonight, to make it 39-0. We're getting score updates that are a lot closer in these playoffs. We'll try to relay some of those. In fact, one in the 4A district, part of the Newcastle and the Oklahoma Sports family, they were behind with Elk City. What did you say, 14-7?
Hold on just a second. You're supposed to remember when I tell you these things.
Yeah, I know. I didn't write it down either. So the Carl Albert Titans going to kick this one off at the 40-yard line. If you can tell that it's the 40-yard line. We can't, but we know that's where it would be lined up.
Elk City 14, Newcastle 7 at the half.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 14-7 at the half.
It's a good game.
Yeah, you can watch that on the Oklahoma Sports Network, so you can bounce around between our 6 games that we have on the network and hopefully catch a little bit of action of Week 2. We know the Carl Albert Titans will be moving on. Bouncing, and there's a mad dash, and the Carl Albert is going to get this. He's tried to field with it instead of jumping on it, tried to pick it up. We're going to have a pile of players come up. Carl Albert says they have it, and no, MacArthur regained possession, thankfully.
I don't know how that worked, but
it was freshman on the return. There's a pile up down. They're trying to move players back, and Joshua Rushing, the freshman for the MacArthur Highlanders, was able to thankfully retrieve that. Whitecap says going the other way, so back up the red camp, and I thought, hats off to the Carl Albert special teams. They were diving for it when we were just kind of flat-footed trying to pick it up.
Yeah. And,
in this kind of weather, you just gotta wrap it up. So thankfully there is something that helped with the Highlanders.
One of our local teams, Perkins Tyron, is ahead of Marlowe 42-0.
Oh, wow. That was Marlowe, the defending state champions.
Yes.
Well, they dropped down a size class. They tried to pick that up, and they said that's going to be whistled dead and try to scoop and score for that. Another score that we'll keep an eye on because, in the network, Lawton High and Bartlesville, they were tied up at 17 apiece at the half. That'll be a good one to watch, too, in the late stretch. Handoff. Going to the near side of the field with Hutchinson. Gains just a gain of a yard to bring up a 3rd down and 8. The 7-0 mark of the third quarter. Longstreet in on the tackle for the Carl Albert Titans. Straight back to pass. Looking outfield. Sits in the pocket. He's got a man wide open. It's Dominic Collins. And he dropped it. Gosh. Unfortunately, we need to look that one again. And I know maybe the weather can be a condition and a factor, but unfortunately it was a good throw and would have been a wonderful catch. And then Dominic Collins underestimated that and missed it.
Well, what a great route. I mean, he looked like he was going to do a comeback. He got the defender to move inside, and he ran right by him. And it was a great route. He just didn't catch the ball. And, it's one of those things. He's caught a lot of good ones this year, though.
Yeah, he sure has. And so, you hate it for him because I know that could have been 6. He beat his defenders. Brown gets the punt, going to backpedal and take it on a one-hopper, and then off to the corner. Wants to hit the side. Racing. There's some slippage of defenders falling down. Could be a punt return for a touchdown. Saving down to the 5. And then he's tackled there. And Hutchinson comes up with a behind the tackle to save the punt return. We'll watch that on the instant replay. There's a slip. There's not the footing. And then you had to come up and chase from behind. There's a missed tackle right there, and then finally gets him down at about the 5-yard line with 6:31 left to go in the third quarter. Well, and what do you account that and attribute that to when you got such interesting field positions? Not making that really the ultimate excuse because Carl Albert's taking advantage of it. 1st and goal for the Carl Albert Titans on the punt return where Dominic Collins looked like he could have had 6, just dropped it. Dominic Collins will be another return for the Highlanders. Direct snap Wildcat to Xavier Robinson. He's going to try to dance his way for his 4th score of the night, and he'll get right outside about the 2 or the 1 yard line.
Well, some of our local teams in Southwest Oklahoma are taking it rough tonight. Hooker's ahead 27-8 over Apache in the third quarter.
Oh, my. Yeah. Wow, and Apache highly touted. Had a great season in their backs are against the wall, and Walters had another great season as well.
Walters ahead 12-0 over Burns Flat at the half. So go Walters. We need some local teams to win some games.
Yeah. Well, and you got Lawton High back at home. Was it still 17-17 with Bartlesville and Lawton High?
16-16 is the last time.
All right, 16-16. So the Wildcat look and this whistle did. I think they were trying to get Robinson his 4th score of the night. Timeout called by Carl Albert. They'll talk about it. We'll do the same. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
All right, back here in our winter wonderland at Rose Stadium here at Carl Albert in Midwest City. The snow stopped at the half. They cleared off what they could. And a scoop and score, a pick 6, an almost punt return touchdown. And the Wildcat look trying to get Xavier Robinson his 4th tonight. Snap, direct snap, handoff. And he will not be denied as he crosses and scores for the 4th time tonight. Carl Albert, Xavier Robinson, touchdown, number 21. Making it look easy to put it to 45 in the PAT coming up.
Lawton High and
Bartlesville,
16-16 in the third quarter.
So they're just starting the third. I know that.
Yeah, they just kicked it off.
So we're halfway through here this third quarter. Well, you get the playoffs. You had a great season. You come to this, and, you didn't expect this. Who prepares for anything like this? Both teams,
Nobody ever.
Well, in the press box, and it was an older gentleman in the PA, he says, this has never happened. He's been around here a long time.
He's been here before the stadium was, what he told me.
Wow. So Xavier Robinson trying to get the 2-point conversion as well, and he is denied.
Piedmont 29, Midwest City 21 with just the start of the third quarter.
Okay, so the PAT denied for the 2-point conversion. It is a 45-0 Carl Albert lead. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
This is Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
You know, I wish I could show you the stands, too. The snow that's built up on the stadium seats is at least an inch or two.
Yeah.
And you have to scrape it off to find a dry spot. But the snow is finally finished here, but it has not changed, and it's not changed the score as the Carl Albert Titans are really loading it up. And number 21 has been a showpiece tonight with his 4th touchdown. It's been all Carl Albert. Only the Lawton Macarthur pass to – that's going to go out of bounds. We'll get it to 35. But Dominic Collins with a potential 6 just kind of dropped. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors of an incredible year, too, of their support. And they'll continue on because we're not just football. We're all kinds of sports. We'll have basketball. We'll have soccer. We're actually adding sports. We're going to have some wrestling matches. We added UConn as our newest school, so if there's a school out there that's looking as an opportunity to be added to the network, we'd like to have that conversation with you as well. And for those who are bouncing around on the network to check out the different games that we have posted. And Hutchinson is a handoff from Gage Graham as the senior packing up his senior year of a 3-year starter for Gage Graham. Came in as a sophomore.
You've got to throw the ball here because there's everybody's with almost
loading the box.
Yeah, I mean, they're just saying you're going to throw it.
Well, and that one, Dominic Collins, the throw wasn't bad. The connection, I mean, it's like might as well.
Well, you're man-to-man outside here. You could really throw it there.
And the push the pile, the Harris comes in for a gain of a couple more to bring Harris. Just, Harris and Diaz always brings a different spark. Hutchinson's got his grinding out yards, and then you have these guys, different style runners. Harris comes in, spelling out the change for the running backs for the Macarthur Highlanders. Back to pass, sets up in the pocket. Gage Graham. Oh, I don't thought there would have been a flag, but there's collision there. Is incomplete, just trying to go over to Jordan Jeremiah on the far side of the field in a 4th down and a punting situation coming up for the Highlanders.
Yeah, it's just everything that could go wrong has gone wrong tonight for Macarthur.
Bishop McGinnis out with a comfortable lead now, 32 points over El Reno. This side of the district is really suffering. Del City now leads 14-7 over Bishop Kelly. Grove really handing it to South Pope, 42-14. Guthrie now 17-0 over Elgin. We talked about that tough defense that Guthrie has. And you know what? You talk about their 4 against our 4, and it's really showing on the scores about the meat of this 5A in their district when you have Carl Albert, who is 1st, Bishop McGinnis is 2nd, Guthrie is 3rd, Piedmont is 4th, and none of them are slouches.
No.
And Midwest City's having their time. They're a 1 against their 4. This is the game that's been put out in front of us. You have Guthrie and Elgin. Elgin is behind in that game. They're having to make up a run, and they're back at home with the Guthrie Blue Jays. And DeQuazy back in action for the Carl Albert Titans. Now we got a new running back off to the races. As we're going to have, as he gets the 1 missed tackle, we'll get
he just ran in where they had scraped the snow off. He just stayed in that lane.
That's Caden Davis, and Caden Davis is sophomore. I think it's number 15, right?
Hey, Carl Albert just reloads.
Yeah, they do. And Robinson is just a junior, so he's coming back. DeQuasy's a senior.
And they mimic the kind of community we have in Lawton, right? 3 high schools near an Army base, 3 high schools near Air Force Base. And so it's almost the same kind of community.
But Xavier Robinson was done as they gave him his 4th touchdown in the PAT, and he's done for the night and ready for next week, winner of the Dell City matchup. And that could be a huge clash of the mid-Dell schools, here next week at Rose Stadium since and, say, why are they playing Dell City? Well, I'll explain a little bit. Oh, we got a flag that comes out late. And we'll see what this is sorted out. But the thing is that you have – it was so late. It was either something said or something done.
Whatever it was, he's
pointing at Carl Albert.
He's finna mark off 15 yards. I got a pretty good idea. He's looking right at him.
Yeah, personal foul, but so.
Well, but you don't want to get ejected here for something silly.
No, that's a 2-game sit. So
so your playoff run would be over with.
Right.
As a player.
So the interesting thing about Carl Albert, and if Dell City goes on to win, they will personal foul against Carl Albert. Yeah. So what they would do is they would play here, but they, for the first time in a long time, did not play a non-district game. Like Lawton schools will play each other. Yeah. They did not play Dell City, and some people are asking, well, why is Dell City playing in the East? Because they want to try to separate the schools like you have Lawton Macarthur and Lawton Ike, and they said, well, we don't want to put them in the same district. Carl Albert and Midwest City, you don't want to put them in the same district. So what do you do when they have the 3rd 5A school? You send them out to the east. So they're in the district with Coweta. So Coweta, McAllister, and Dell City all battling it out in that side of the district.
I don't want no part of Coweta either.
No, I know. And Coweta,
I saw them play the other day, and I was
Coweta
like, wow.
has already played Carl Albert, by the way, and handily defeated them. So that would be interesting. Handoff to the sophomore coming to the near side of the field and is picked up defensively. So that's why you say the Dell City, and they play people on the east. Dominic Collins is going to get a little bit of help from a couple of Highlanders as he into the Carl Albert bench, and they get that cleared out nicely. Clock will continue to roll with 3:24 left to go here in the Pammonberry 3rd quarter.
When they're getting beat 45-0, you get a little chippy.
Yeah. Things are said both sides.
You thought your
had season's
a chance,
over.
You're done.
I guess there's a timeout, and I think Coach wants to talk to everybody.
He's going to have a conversation.
He's going to have a team conversation, as Mike Dunn for the Carl Albert Titans, and he is yelling at them with a score. He doesn't want to lose a player, too. Like you said, he is the most heated I have seen. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
Do you have questions about your retirement? As a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, Wall Lavender & Associates can help. With the exclusive Confident Retirement approach, you'll work one-on-one with an advisor to develop a retirement roadmap to help get you where you want to go. Call us today.
This is Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
All right, timeout called really by Carl Albert. I think he wanted to settle down his team emotionally. He already had a personal foul called, backed him up 15 yards, and he called the timeout, and he got everybody gathered up. Every team member was there to hear Coach Dunn. Our windows are pretty much almost closed, but I could hear him through the window. And, I mean, he was pointing, and he was yelling, and he was not happy.
Yeah, you
So, yeah, a special guest appearance by Frosty the Snowman, they said. Yeah. So 3:18 left to go. Carl Albert on the move with a 3rd down and short. And I don't know, they must have gave it to the wrong team evidently because, well, no, it's right back where it was. So I don't even understand. Oh, it's 4th down now. Okay.
I'm really confused, too, because, they ran the ball a while ago before he called timeout.
Okay. Yes, okay, I got you. Yeah. So DeQuazy back at the shotgun. No, DeQuazy is out. So, and this is going to be a handoff. So Carl Albert's got a lot of substitutions in now. So used to not seeing the snow about what and who is in. So we've got Cash Ferris. Cash is K-A-S-H. He's a junior, 6'2", 180-pound quarterback. Is that the Carl Albert future? We'll see, because DeQuazy is a senior. 3:09 mark left to go. And the turnover on downs. So the Macarthur Highlanders get their first stop.
Number 3, Del City currently leads Bishop Kelly 14-7 in the third quarter.
And we're getting some updates on our ticker. Still 14-7 Del City. And that's the winner of that game will play Carl Albert right here. And it will be here at Carl Albert, or at Rose Field. Little swing pass coming to the near side, makes a man miss. On his feet, still on his feet, gets pushed out of bounds as a first down marker, crosses the 50. We're finally getting to see the Carl Albert CA in the middle of the field start to reappear after it was done with snow. So Terrell Davis gets the Highlanders a first down inside Carl Albert Titan territory, playing for pride, and a 1st and 10 right outside the 46-yard line. Gage Graham and company playing for a little senior pride. Handoff to Hutchinson, off tackle. Gets the spin move out and gets close to about a 9-yard pickup. We'll say second down and about 2, so maybe 8.
And as the year's gone on, he's gotten to become a better running back. Squares up, hits the hole hard out. Right now, hits the hole.
Great. Gage Graham to Hutchinson. He gets, we'll say the forward progress gets close to the sticks. We'll find out where they mark him.
But in the beginning of the year, he was trying to go sideways through some of those holes. Okay, you learn in high school that will end up making your back hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get a helmet in it, I promise you.
Third down, handoff.
See the square?
Right up the middle, and the spin move as Hutchinson gets the first down and more. Gets inside Carl Albert territory, marching their way to try to get 6 on the board for some pride. We don't want to get a shutout and a goose egg in this contest as clock continues to roll with 1:53. Back to work, back to pass. Gage Graham stands in the pocket, looks, and it's batted down at the last second, but going to DeLong.
Well, you got to be careful there because they're backing up into a zone, 3-deep zone, and they just got guys everywhere. You just can't throw that ball there. That's just way too risky.
First Baptist East instant replay with 1:44 and counting.
They got one high safety. They're trying to
stops
stay
the
back.
clock with the pass incomplete. Hutchinson skates away into the secondary and then carries a defender down to about what we'll presume is about the 10, maybe the 10-yard line or so. We're inside the red zone, a Tracy Green red zone. For all your real estate needs, call the 580 Property Lady, Tracy Green with Tracy Green Properties, 580-284-9364. Jeremy Hutchinson and a quick handoff as they don't wait. They get set. Got a lot of substitutions on the Carl Albert defense.
Yes, absolutely.
So you're playing for pride, and they know it. And you want to try to get a score for your seniors. A $1.09. Well, and then Hutchinson and a few others that has worked so hard gets down to about maybe the 2
or 3
2-yard line.
But he's become
third down and goal.
A much better player as the season's gone along.
Third down and goal, and the 3, Hutchinson. No, fake. It's going to be a pass. And it's batted down at the last day. It was too much of a floater. That was 6 as you thought in your mind, and then they said, Kind
of a mini punt.
4th down.
You want to throw that one, but you need to put a little bit more mustard on it. You can't wait.
Yeah, you just put too much air on it, and
just game time.
The makeup time was there. It was a good design play because you thought you would keep them off guard with the run, but this is a 4th down goal line stand for the Carl Albert Titans. Handoff. And I don't think he will make it. He will get down to about the 1 turnover on downs.
Well, and the thing of it was, that was a great play call because he's wide open in the end zone.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
and a great defensive play.
Yeah.
As he picked it off.
I mean, he made it.
So a goal line stand keeps the Highlanders out of the end zone, trying to play for pride, and a turnover on downs. Everything Carl Albert's way, 45-0 with 35 seconds left to go in the third.
Well, I was looking at the Elgin score at 17-0. Guthrie over Elgin.
Yeah.
But you know what? Be glad you're not having to play in Guthrie. And I don't know I forget what they call that field.
Yeah.
I always thought it was a pit, because you're down below
Where?
and you kick the field, Guthrie.
Oh, that's the Rock.
The Rock. And you kick that ball up over the road.
Yeah.
I've never seen a stadium like that.
So backed up at their own 3-yard line, Carl Albert with a handoff, trying to go on the outside corner on the far side of the field. Nothing doing.
I think we've been to about every stadium in the state. We have been everywhere over the last 7 years or so.
Still, it's 23-23 now. Lawton High and Bartlesville still tied up in the third quarter. Great field position, great field conditions there at Cameron Stadium.
Green field.
It's green, yeah. Not a blanket of snow there at all. So that is the end of the third quarter. We go in the fourth and final period, the final 12 minutes of the Macarthur season, down 45-0. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
At Whitehead Plumbing, our mission is to be a leading full-service plumbing contractor. We have dedicated over 20 years perfecting our expertise in Southwest Oklahoma with our craftsmanship and customer service. Whether you have a water, sewer, or gas line that needs to be replaced or repaired, you can always count on us to be there. We offer free estimates and have 24/7 emergency services available. We'll work around the clock and are committed to providing our customers with impeccable services. Call Whitehead Plumbing today for all your plumbing needs.
All right, welcome back. Do not adjust your set. That is a snow scene that was cleared off at half, and we snowstorm in that start of the first quarter and didn't let up until the half, and what it left in the wake of the Macarthur season. Fourth quarter is brought to you by your Eastside Pharmacy. Eastside Pharmacy at 3612 Southeast Lee Boulevard. Full-service independent pharmacy in Lawton, providing a wide variety of services, including conventional prescription filling, medication therapy management, immunizations, and so much more with a convenient drive-through. 3612 Southeast Lee Boulevard. So backed up on their own 7-yard line is second down and 7. It's going to be a handoff.
Look out.
Little counter coming back up the middle. He'll gain enough for a first down, move the chains.
Ferris handoff to Caden Davis is good for a Titan first down.
Well, it's just not been good. We can't get out of, and when we do get close, we can't get out of our own way.
Well, yeah, it's just, it really is a compiled thing about, that it just started to unravel when you had it really started with the first penalty when you were successfully there. The false start, it backed you up, and then you had, you had to punt to them. 2 plays, they're in the end zone, then it's a scoop and score for the end zone. Nice stop right there. So then it was like 14-0 and then 21, and then it just started to compile. Then you had a pick 6. So everything that, Carl Albert would want in a game, they got.
Yeah. That last tackle was Terrell Roberts. Comes up and really sticks him in the hole. That was a really good tackle. For you to get off of some of their – and listen, they've got a lot of D1 players in this field.
Yeah.
Or at least they did to start this game. And they look big, they are big, and they are tough. And they're going to be hard to beat. No matter who they play, they're going to give you everything they got. And that running back is just phenomenal.
Yeah, Xavier Robinson as a junior really making headway and gets a lead block and then goes behind his blockers. And, we got some underclassmen playing for the Carl Albert Titans with fresh new uniforms, and they're going to get a 1st and 10, move the chains. Playoff experience for underclassmen. That's a thrill. Thrill in the snow. And, we're going to remember this for the rest of your life. And Press Box up here didn't even know a game like this here. And I know Carl Albert had to play in the snow last year when they went up in the Panhandle. Yeah. When you get that up there, perhaps, in the later part of the year. But unfortunately for the Macarthur Highlanders, their season will come to an end. But get into week 1 of the playoffs. So that is, the moral victory of it. Of 32 teams, you're in the upper half.
Well,
you're in that 16.
There's 16 that didn't play today.
16 that didn't suit up or practice or anything.
They've already turned their stuff in, and
yep.
they're playing basketball.
And, and it just shows you how tough it is to win. And you were mentioning a lot of Southwest Oklahoma teams that, like you thought, well, Apache, that they looked poised. Lawton High has their backs against the wall as Bartlesville is ready to punch it in with a 23-23 tie. You can catch that on the Oklahoma Sports Network as well. 9:37 and counting. This fourth and final period. And Coach Dunn is just going to use a lot of clock and run. They assess that as a first down and 17. Handoff, and there is met defensively there.
Again, same thing. You get Terrell Roberts there in the backfield. Whoever he's having go up against blocking, he's whooping them pretty good. Because he's standing there as they make the handoff. He's in the backfield. I think Coach from Carl Albert would just love to see the clock run down and let's go home.
Yeah, and they will be hosting next week as district champions. They'll wait the winner of the Del City matchup, and boy, this place will be packed of both Mid-Del representations of the same city.
It would be crazy.
And they did not play as they normally do in a non-district game, so they didn't play each other this year, so no one can say, hey, well, we beat you earlier on in the season. They've never saw each other.
Yep.
Third down and long.
Because Del City's now up 20-7 over. So they're ahead 20-7. Looks like Del City, and then we're going to clash next week right here.
So now Lawton High has found themselves down 7, 30-23 now, as they took that methodically right down the field as Bartlesville at Cameron with that long bus ride, making it look good for week number 1. Straight back to pass, looking downfield, and it's going to be overthrown, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Bishop McGinnis is killing El Reno.
Well, and we saw El Reno as a game that we could have won.
We should have
won that.
We should have won El Reno. We should have won.
Elgin, you could say a coin toss. You could have won that. And you know, I hate this. Don't play the woulda, couldas, ifs, ends, and buts. But, you know, if you take care of business, you're in second, and then you're hosting Guthrie, and you're at Cameron, and you're not in the snowstorm.
And maybe you still get beat, but at the same time, you're at home.
That's true.
When you're on the road, it's tough.
Got an illegal man downfield, and it's going to be 4th down. They declined that. That is a final. So 17-0. That went, you know, and that's what Guthrie does too. They run that clock.
Oh, they just run it right at you.
And so Elgin's season comes to an end. They were the number 2 seed. We're going to have to keep a track on the Midwest City game if you'll give me updates on that. It's 35-45?
Yeah, 45-35 Piedmont.
45-35 Piedmont in lead there, and we talked about their district against our district. It's going to fall flat, and Carl Albert's just going to.
I just think their district is tougher than ours.
Well, I mean, it's showing. It's showing right now with Elgin going down as a defeat to Guthrie, and they were a 3 seed to our number 2. Number 1, Midwest City is behind against their 4th seed, which was Piedmont. Here, it's their 1 against us is 4. So that explains really kind of where everything's at.
Yeah, it's pretty much a.
Yeah, Bishop McGinnis over.
But it just shows you how tough that side is right now. I mean,
it is.
1 through 4 is tough.
It is. And, you know, I was talking about this to someone else that we were talking about playoffs and this side to their side district. I can't remember, and someone's going to have to correct me. I cannot remember when it wasn't those 4 at all. I mean, there may be a position change in that.
Well,
it's always been Carl Albert, Bishop McGinnis, Guthrie, and Piedmont.
Yeah.
Now, who beat who could slide those in, but it's always been that way for the long time.
Well, as we got to the field tonight, I was showing some of these young bucks, big in here. I said, I want you to look at those state championships up on that field over
what
there.
It means.
Well, how many were there? 17? 17?
Yeah.
Okay, these guys are no chumps.
No.
They understand how to get there and how to win it.
Well, and they just come off of – now, last year they were in the semifinals. They lost to Collinsville, but they had won 6 straight
Can you
titles.
Imagine?
You know?
Can you imagine?
I mean, and they expect that, you know, and so they just go about business, and they're about all of that, and they want to get back to where they are used to getting to.
And they've changed coaches over the last few years.
Yes, Mike Dunn came from Del City. It's his 2nd year now. Corley, after the 6, you know, decided.
We really
Corley
liked
is still on the staff.
Remember when we met him?
Yes.
For the first time?
Yes.
And he said, I'm bringing Del City back, when he told me. He said, you just get ready.
Very energetic.
Really like the guy.
Back to pass, Gage Graham going to look downfield, and that's going to be incomplete.
Thank goodness he's out of bounds.
Because it was caught, but it was going to be intercepted. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, you're just trying to do what you can as Gage Graham still as a senior. This is his last hurrah, you know, and you know, he was also our OSN Player of the Week last week, beating out the Jinx quarterback in the voting. He just had a great game with 59 points. He scored 4 touchdowns. He had 2 by air, 2 on the ground. And a 3-year starter. Back to pass. Oh, he's got a man wide open. It is caught to Bo DeLong. The readjust past the 50, down to the 45 and the 43-yard line, and set up shop to try to get off of the goose egg. Want to try to get 6 on the board with 6:26 left to go.
Talk about a kid that has a future ahead of him. Bo DeLong can play.
Yeah. Handoff. Just kind of nothing fancy. Right up the middle, going up to Hutchinson again.
But Bo DeLong has just grown up. I remember he made some good catches early in the season.
Yeah,
then he kind of had some time
John
where
Marshall
it wasn't
game.
as much.
Yep.
But he's just learning. He's a sophomore.
Right. Handoff to Hutchinson, waits, gets a little block, spin move, gets past the first down, and gets into Carl Albert, maybe the 20. What was it here? I think he's right outside the 20-yard line. So we'll say the red zone opportunity again for Tracy Green. Handoff Hutchinson. Hutchinson lowers his shoulder. I think he'll now get to about the 20. So now you got to root for Lawton High, who's on the move and on the mark to try to tie this one up. Say, who's going to be left standing in the Oklahoma Sports Network family?
Well, we know one.
Well, one is Carl Albert. That was a nice pitch and catch on the side corner. Gets down to about the 5-yard line. Doing it by the air.
I want to show you this one again.
You don't have the snowstorm here.
This kid goes for the pick. You watch here. He'll go for the pick for Carl Albert. He's thinking, I got it.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
but it just slipped by me.
Missed it by that much.
Yeah, he was coming for it. He's like, I got it.
So a first and goal. Fake to the handoff to Hutchinson. I want to throw to the flats over here to the near side to Jeremy. Going to Jeremiah Jordan.
He's like, don't throw it that high. That hurt. Do you know it's snowy out here? Because Biggin was out there, he'd be freezing to death. He's freezing up here in the booth. we got a 1-inch crack in this window.
We got to toughen him up.
I know. It's just his first year, and he's just, Lord.
Little handoff, Hutchinson, and he will cross, and he will score for a Macarthur touchdown. Playing for pride, put 6 on the board, so it's not going to be a blanking shutout.
And he really runs the ball hard. He's become a much, much better runner. And as I said, you square your shoulders up, you hit the hole hard, you have success.
Del City really now porting on 27-7. So now you can basically say that's the setup for next week here at Rose Field. You can catch that on the Oklahoma Sports Network as Carl Albert and Del City going to play for a great, great matchup.
This place will be packed.
So the PAT coming up for the Macarthur Highlanders. Ball down, kick up, kick on its way, and this kick is good. So 45-7 with 5:01 left to go in this contest. We'll take a timeout and be back right after this. You're watching Big Mac Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
Lawton Marketing Group is an award-winning branding and marketing agency serving clients in all 50 states and Canada. For more than a decade, they've been helping businesses grow through cutting-edge websites, graphic design, content marketing, videography, and more. You can check them out at lawtonmg.com.
This is Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
All right, so the Macarthur Highlanders get on the board, and a great scoring recap opportunity with City National Bank. 4 locations in Lawton. Next Level Banking starts from here, understanding your goals to coming up with creative solutions. They're here to help you navigate life's financial questions. Not to be denied, just a touchdown that just punches it in from Jeremy Hutchinson. Why not? Get 6 on the board. PAT is good. And it's time for your kickoff by Wayne's Drive-Ins. It's 1950, a Lawton tradition. Hey, everyone, let's go to Wayne's, number 7 Southwest Sheridan Road, 6810 Northwest Cache Road.
And Coach Manning and them have to be disappointed. I mean, I think MacArthur's only missed the playoffs since he's become the head coach one time.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm aware of.
I
and
think
in 2017, he wins the state championship.
Say in 2014.
For the 14, I mean, and the first one ever.
Yeah.
In MacArthur history. So they're going to rebuild. They're going to get back.
Well, you got a little onside kick try.
I think
and there's a mad dash for it. MacArthur thinks they're motioning they have it. There's no indication of who has it.
Well, MacArthur says he's the official. He's got it.
Little onside kick. Why not? Make it fun and interesting. It was block. It's just you weren't expecting it. It's Carl Albert ball. So tried Carl Albert.
The
gets
people that
their
are
return.
I see some of these kids that are making snowballs in this. These huge snowballs in the stands.
Oh yeah,
they're rolling up the bleachers. And they're walking around with them. And I don't know if they're going to use them, but if they throw those, that won't be a little one. That'll knock you out. It's like a basketball.
Got a little injury hopping along there for the Carl Albert Titans. Midwest City is in a fight for their life. You're going to catch that on the Oklahoma Sports Network. And then also Lawton High just tied to tie that one up. So that one's a great one.
Wolverines, let's go. We need you in this playoffs. Let's go.
Come on back. Back at home with their backs against the wall, and they find a way to score. Handoff up the middle. Oh, and then he's met by a host of Highlanders and whistled finally after the forward progress. 4:44 and counting. So it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a short. I was kind of making my own little mapped out thing. Okay, of our 6 games, who is going to survive and move on to week 2? I was wrong in some of those predictions. We kind of talked about that on the way up about who would advance. And
I picked Del City.
Yeah.
I ain't going to tell you the rest, but I picked Del City. Oh, my goodness. I really thought Midwest City would win. I thought they had a really good chance.
And the thing is, I really want to know, like we've seen, forget the pick 6 and the scoop and score. There's a fresh jersey. Oh, and he has got a flag in the play coming from the umpire in the back. But what kind of factor, because they were in Midwest City here too, what kind of factor did the snow play with Midwest City?
Yeah.
If there was any storyline that we could find out about that, but there has been nothing since that been updated score.
Well, you definitely know that Midwest City can play. I mean, they gave us a good spanking, and they're tough.
It's going to go against Carl Albert. I'm going to back that up. 3:56 left
and it takes
to go
away
here.
some of your pass game. So you think, their quarterback's going on to Air Force, and this kid can throw the football. I mean, ask Elgin. At the last minute, this guy throws, a touchdown to beat Elgin last week.
I want to thank the Lawton Marketing Group for their support of having this playoff game a possibility. It's so much thanks to Kelly and her gang. And she finally said, hey, we scored a touchdown. Oh, we're excited. Well, and you want that too. You don't want to be, blanked. You want to be able to play with pride and still say, hey, we're going to play for 4 quarters. We're not going to pack it up.
Well, you never quit.
No.
And
you don't teach your kids to quit,
No. And
because things in life happen, and you play with
has
adversity.
A very great program. It's very the storied history that they've always been in the playoffs, close to playoff. I can't tell you how many silver balls Macarthur has won. I don't even know the number.
I think six.
I mean, just unbelievable.
6, and then 1 state title in 2014.
And people would beg sometimes just to get a silver.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
they've
you're
never
right.
even gotten close.
You're right. So a 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 24 with the final 2:52 left to go, and a quarterback finally hands off on that run pass option and hands off right up the middle and up the gut. But what can you say? I mean, you can't take anything away from Carl Albert. And they had to play from the same situations we did, the weather that we did.
Well, they're just loaded.
And they capitalized on it.
They're just loaded. I mean, the quarterback, the tailback, these guys, you just don't find that on every street corner. Not every football team has that kind of player. And they've got some of the biggest linemen and wide receivers that look like they're all 6 foot tall at least. I mean, they're a very, very good football team.
So a punting situation for the Carl Albert Titans. And what we're going to do is that because we look for opportunities in the area, maybe a nice boot. This is going to be backpedaled and let that one. Oh, and they just kind of down it right there at about maybe the 15-yard line. I'm guessing right there.
We still can't see the numbers.
Yeah. But, the thing is, maybe we can pick up another team in the area for a game for playoffs if there is one. But like you said, Apache was down. I don't know if that's a final.
They were being beat bad.
Yeah, and then Walters was ahead.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll give
you said
I'll give you a rundown.
Little rundown of Southwest Oklahoma. It's kind of where we're based out of. Oklahoma Sports Network with 11 schools. You can find us on the app. That's the easiest way. Download us on Apple and Android devices by searching the Oklahoma Sports Network. And do we have a new change in at quarterback? It's hard to tell the jerseys here. No, Gage Graham still in at quarterback, handoff up the middle.
30-30, Bartlesville and Lawton. Wow. Unbelievable. Let me go down here to see what we got with some of our more local teams. They may see Oklahoma Sports Network show up, huh?
Yes.
We may come a calling.
Yes.
We're looking for a home.
Yeah.
We don't
well,
want
we want to continue with playoffs because we enjoy what we do. We enjoy bringing presentations, football, and high school football, especially with a $1:12 left to go in this one. Fake handoff. Oh, and that is going to be picked, and that was stripped. They were looking for that opportunity, trying to go with a slant. And Jeremiah Jordan, he's got a little hitch in his giddy-up. He's not going to get up very soon. I think that he is down, but that was just a great pick by Carl Albert. They were waiting for those opportunities. Final 1 minute left to go. But, I want to thank this crew here with Caleb, who done a great job, and Graydon Mulig came in for the first time here and just came in. And for you, Jay. Chris Burke, who's not with us, he's doing final stuff. He said, I got papers.
He said, I'll be with you next week.
Yeah.
I'll be with you next week. Where are we going? I said, hopefully Macarthur, but obviously that's not going to happen. Walters ends up beating Burns Flat 33-0.
Okay.
So Walters
Blue Devils.
Apache gets beat out 48-16.
Wow, Apache goes down. That's unfortunate.
Yep.
Well, with good seasons that they had. Finished first in their district.
And hey, Ringling is no joke.
Well, and then Midwest City is first in their district with us, and they're behind. So just because you're at number one doesn't really mean anything.
Fairview.
They're going to take a knee.
Fairview beats
and that's
Snyder
the classy
60-0.
What is?
Fairview beats Snyder 60-0. Now,
well,
we went with
nice.
Snyder just a few years ago.
It was.
And they're some of the nicest people and one of the coolest little towns you've ever been to. The whole town
8-man
closed.
football.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
The whole town. They put signs on the door. We will be closing at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
I mean, they were not playing. We went there to eat, and they're like, she's like, we'll feed you, but as soon as you got to be out of here. And we're like, well, we're going to go. We call the game. And then they've made us a special parking spot. Remember that?
Yeah, they did.
They said, OSN parks right here.
Yeah.
Nobody else. And they said, you get the main part of the press box. How much do you need? Where can we put you? It was just really cool to get to go to some of these small places that don't have what we offer. And so
you can probably reach around since some of these games have come to a close. Lawton High is still battling it out with Bartlesville, so we'll catch that one. They were last tied 30-all on the Oklahoma Sports Network as both teams going to shake hands and say good luck for the Carl Albert Titans. They'll take on the Del City Eagles 1 week from tonight here at Carl Albert. We're going to finish things up at Rose Stadium as we're Lawton Marketing Group's first week of the playoffs come to an end. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This OSN playoff football game is brought to you by the Lawton Marketing Group.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
Well, as we bid a final wrap-up of this season and this game 45-7, it wasn't like what Macarthur wanted. You got here a snowstorm. You had a pick six. You had a scoop and score. You had Robinson with 4 touchdowns. It was the Carl Albert machine tonight. But our hats off to our player of the game. Got to give it to our player of the game that really could have carried out the hammer each and every week, as they would say, is Mr. Bryce. Alexander Bryce, the senior, just to do it all. He saved one from a Robinson going to be a scorer, and he said, no, I'm not going to let you do that. So, hats off for him. And our player of the game is brought to you by Oh, it's brought to you by First National Bank. First National Bank and Trust. You think 11 seasons or 11 games in this, and you think I'd have this done.
See
11 games, you'd have this
his
down.
brain is froze up now, you guys. He's talking about how hot he was.
First
Now
National
he's
Bank.
frozen.
10 locations across Oklahoma specializing in small and middle market lending, providing the best banking services to our customers from mortgages to agricultural lending. They're here to grow with you and be your bank for life. 702 Northwest Turner Road all season long. Yeah, Mr. Bryce, we could have given it to Hutchinson as well, but this senior, Bryce, he's been all over what you asked for, a defensive thing. 45-7 was your final, but, what could you do?
Yeah, it's just – it is what it is, and Macarthur will live to play again next year and go play some good basketball. We'll follow basketball. We'll follow whatever sport.
Soccer. We got soccer coming up, too, and we're going to have that.
So we'll be ready.
Yep, so an opportunity for Gray Bueling, our producer, for Caleb Sharam, our camera operator, for Jay Burke. This is Eric Sharam bidding you a pleasant good evening. Carl Albert Titans defeat the Macarthur Highlanders 45-7 to end their season, and you've been watching a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Boomer.
Sooner.